Afternoon and welcome to another exciting episode of Talking Sports. I am Marvelous M.R. Richards, your host, and I've got a very interesting person with me in the studio at the moment, none other than Rosalie Lewis, and of course we'll be talking about volleyball a little later. But before I introduce her and welcome her to Talking Sports, we'd like to let you know that Talking Sport is made possible by our platinum sponsor, who is the ACB Caribbean. They have been in banking for over 63 years here in Antigua and also 43 years of sponsoring Parish League cricket here in Antigua. So for all your financial and banking needs, we suggest that you check them out. They are situated at the corner of Thames and the St. Mary Street, and also there is the financial center, which is situated right here on High Street. ACB Caribbean, our platinum sponsor. Simply Smarter Banking. Also Blue Mountain Water is known as the greatest tasting water and also the purest. And you can get that even in the festive season here of Christmas. You can get that at mega distributors, and they are situated on the American Road. Also Cecil Charles Group of Companies, Seco Pharmacy for all your medical needs. And their experienced pharmacist is dedicated to serving the healthcare needs of all their customers, and they are situated also on High Street. Also Hutchison Limited, the agents for planning.
Good afternoon and welcome to another exciting episode of Talking Sports. I am Marvelous M.R. and boy, I've got a big one for you here this afternoon. But before I introduce our special guest on Zoom, I want you to know that Talking Sport is made possible by our platinum sponsors.
Everything plumbing and electrical. You can get that all at one stop. And they
is made possible by our platinum sponsors.
Pay less for quality plumbing and electrical. You can cater for one stop. Women and their children on their situated
by our platinum
pay less for quality plumbing here at the difference from one stop. I'm sure they will give you some children on their situated
by our platinum
pay less for quality here at the difference one stop. I'm sure they will give you some children on their
by our platinum
pay less for quality here at the difference one stop. I'm sure they will give you on their
by our platinum
pay less for quality here at the difference one stop. I'm sure they will give you on their
by our platinum
pay less for quality here at the difference one stop. I'm sure they will give you on their
by our platinum
pay less for quality here at the difference one stop. I'm sure they will give you on their
by our platinum
pay less to do so. To do so.
since I was about 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not to give your age away, but
No, I'm
it's
just
not,
saying.
not very long ago.
It's been a while. It's been a while. I think I actually started around 15. What used to happen is that my brothers, my older brothers, they used to play. And I used to tag along because I wanted to play. I loved the sport and I wanted to play. And eventually, I think they gravitated to female playing, and then that's where I got my start. But playing the sport, I think I started about 15. 15, 16.
And not to give your age away, as I said earlier, that's you've been playing for a very, very long time. And how many times you have played for country?
Again, as I said, once the female competition started, I can remember the first year I didn't make the team, but the second year I did, and it's been that way since.
And you went on to coaching?
Yes, because I think, well, I know volleyball is my passion.
Right.
Sports is a passion for me, but volleyball is what rings my bell.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you for that bell, you know, where that bell is. Rosie, well, again, welcome back again to Talking Sports. I know there are quite a few activities coming up, and off the set, you know, we were talking about there was a Brazilian who was here.
Yes.
He was.
He was, right?
Yes.
Well, how did he enjoy Antigua? Could you tell us if he really did focus on volleyball, or he was just was just excited about our beaches?
Well, we had a lot of international coaches pass through our country in terms of coaching our younger, intermediate, and even advanced players over the past years. This coach that we have, Mr. Augustin, he came, and I can tell you, he was very dedicated. All right, he was there before the players, before the time. I mean, obviously, they're gonna love the beaches. That's what Antigua is about.
Brazil,
so I mean,
beaches too in Brazil,
exactly.
but not as pretty as
I mean, he enjoyed the sun and the beach. When we were running from the sun, he was out there in the sun. So he brought a lot to the table for, like I said, both beginners, the intermediate, and the senior players. He was here for roughly about what, 3 months.
Yes.
He was here for 3 months, and he
almost got citizenship, man. I mean, 3 months is a long time.
And he definitely helped out a whole lot with the beach program. The intention was to also integrate him into the hard court also, but we didn't get a chance to do that because of all the COVID protocols and all of that. So he stuck to the beach where there's only roughly about 2 players per side. So we could have managed that a lot better than the indoor. So he came, and he really, really did that program very well.
Yes.
We don't really have a strong beach program, do we? But now that he has
the beach
now,
is starting.
That you're thinking about,
a lot of the players now are starting to wake up to that kind of competition, because whereas indoor you might have 1 competition per year, the beach scene you have
a lot of
competition,
opportunities
to travel and play. So if you want to be competitive, the beach scene is where it's at.
So the international body, they're the ones who are responsible for sending him, right? And
yes, definitely.
this is the kind of assistance that you get from them.
Yes, every year, basically, you can also request a coach. Also, just like if you want to get like indoor courts and different things like that, you can send a request out to the international bodies. And also throughout the years, you will find that roughly about every year they will send equipment, balls, all of that every year. But more detail in terms of coaching, they provide coaches, and they also provide coaching courses also. So someone who wants to develop into the sport, like for instance, like myself, who is looking to retire.
I mean, if they will allow you.
If they will allow me. Because the younger ones got to step up. I've been telling you this from the last time I was here. They got to knock me out. They got to show me that they're better than me. Yes, but on a serious note, when you want to move from, playing, you at least have somewhere that you can go.
Yes.
All right, so that opportunity is also there where you do the course, you can develop into a level 1, level 2, level 3
Yes.
coach and go from there. When you reach the higher scale, then you can go and referee internationally and stuff like that.
Okay. So what would be the host country's responsibility? You know, like they send a coach, but they take care of his hotel and I suppose, or what?
Normally, we normally deal with his housing and I think transportation and food.
Yes.
And food. All right, they will take care of the other issues. Mr. Harman will basically have to verify if payment, personal
No, I think he
payment
gets paid from
from the international body.
body.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we
He
take
gets
care of
paid
the
for-
minor stuff.
Yeah. There's some
What
stuff.
is he like? Tell us a little about him. I mean, because the Brazilians, they are very affectionate and loving people, you know, and they seem to get along.
He got along with everyone. He was a pretty
He was
kind
cool.
person.
He
On
was
the
cool.
court,
He's very aggressive.
he's on the court.
When he
All
comes-
right.
Yeah, that's his
Very
business.
aggressive.
So, I mean, you can see that I
He's
came
passionate.
here to
Yes.
coach. I'm passionate about this.
Yes,
I need to
right.
see you, progress in the sport. I'm not coming here to
Absolutely.
play around. Once we're off the court, he makes jokes
Yeah.
and, now and then on
Yeah.
the court, but he's
He's a
very,
different person.
yeah.
I think so.
And we're happy for that,
Yes.
because you really don't want to bring someone from so far and then it's just like they don't care. They don't care about your
Right.
program or anything like that. But he demonstrated that he was here for a
He
purpose.
fit in. That's the word we would use around here. Fit
And we
in
took
well.
care of him.
Yes.
Okay, but the association, did they request just a coach well, you said for indoor, right? But he specializes in beach.
No, he
No,
specializes
he's
in
an
both.
international coach.
Yes, he's an international coach. Yes. So
Both indoor and beach.
yes, but I think what happened is that he was supposed to do like 6 weeks on the beach, 6 weeks indoor.
Okay.
But because of, as Rosie said, the COVID and we had some issues in the gym that needed to be fixed and so on. So we just decided let's just do the training. And then we had 2 young ladies who was training to go to no
Colombia.
Colombia.
Okay.
Yes. So he was here and he basically took that their training,
Responsibility.
to train them to get them off to Colombia.
Yeah, but what was it like? A lot of people.
Telling you.
Yeah, it's
I don't think I would.
some of those. Yeah.
I'm serious. We're conservative in the Caribbean. We think a lot about certain things. They
Yes.
don't care about that. It doesn't matter where on the way lives. They're out there. They're doing their thing. But in the Caribbean, we're more focused on, how much coverage you
That's
have.
right.
And what's covered?
They're not at all.
Yeah, I think they, are you read about it? I forgot the name of the country, but they were very hard on
I
their
didn't see that
players
one. I didn't see that one.
for the same way they dress, I mean, I don't know if...
But for some countries, they're allowed to wear certain things in regards to maybe their religion and stuff like that. You have some beach volleyball, because I was watching the international sporting games the other day.
Olympics?
And some of the players, they actually you
Had
could
on the
play
long
in the
sleeves
long
and stuff,
sleeves
yeah.
and stuff. So some players, depending on where you're from,
I
you're allowed to wear
know in
certain
football, like those people from the Middle East.
things. Right.
You know,
Yeah,
you
but I
know,
know
where
Israel for sure, they
you
wait a
can
long
only see
time.
the eyes,
And they can
right?
only see.
There's only eyes, but the thing about today, I think they were arguing the
That's
point
not
that's how they're supposed to be covered. So, and they wanted to play
That's their
football.
culture, yeah.
And
But-
football is played in shorts.
Shorts, yes.
And, so, I mean, they started off like having on the regular, they dressed
They dress the long
You only
Wow.
see their ankles and their eyes.
No.
And put the shorts
Over it?
the jersey over it.
Oh my God.
Then you
I
can't be
think
sure
FIFA
who's underneath that.
Right.
I'm saying.
Exactly, and especially if you're playing a particular age group, that could be
Exactly. Yeah,
very
yeah.
confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So now that I think we're going to get back to the norm. Well, a little bit of the norm from the 23rd. At least people are still open.
Yes.
What are the plans to, for the Sunday Association, or what's the plans for volleyball? In terms of school, because Rosie, you
Yes.
know coach in the school, and also from the national level. How you guys are gonna
Well,
go forward with that?
for school, as early as the school reopens next year, we are going full back into the schools and
Right.
start back the program as, as the norm, everything we're going to be with our protocols and so on, and we're hoping that with that we can start right away, get back into our training and maybe have a small competition sometime maybe in the second term or something, but we are definitely looking at getting competition back as soon
I
as.
think the kids need it, man. They've
Yeah,
been,
they
they've
do.
been
they do.
in the house too
Yeah,
long, I mean, I
definitely.
know before time when I was growing up, your parents come and look for you
Yeah, so
on the
the
playfield.
dog,
Come, and
Yeah.
you had chores to do or you had your
Yeah,
homework and stuff
I
like
know.
that. But no, I think the parents are now driving the kids out, isn't it?
I think so.
No, go to house, man, on the train side, because they're on their phone.
All they do is the phone.
On the phone,
Yeah.
so.
It's not even the TV anymore. It's
Internet,
phone.
tablet.
That's right,
That's where it's
that's
at.
right.
Yeah,
that's
but I
right.
think Rosie can maybe say something in terms of the executive. What's the plans for?
Well, to be honest with you, I think you will get more details from Mr. Harrigan in regards to where we're going forward, because I know he's very adamant or hard
He's a
fast
stickler,
with
yeah.
this vaccine
Vaccine,
thing. So honestly, I don't want to speak on this platform
Sure,
in
sure.
regards to say, okay, this is what it's going to be, but I'm not absolutely sure, because he really wants everybody to be safe.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the reason why he didn't open the indoor. Okay, so going forward for the new year, depending on how things progress with the new strand that's out and everything, I believe that he'll make a decision based on that.
Fine.
Yes.
Now, as you mentioned, Mr. Harrigan, right? I know there's some. I'm going to get in the closet a little.
Oh Lord!
No.
We're here for beach, street summer. Unnecessary.
No. Well, your beach wear is probably in the closet. The beach wear and shoes and clothes and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I don't know. When last was there an election for volleyball? Or because I know there's some things out there as to.
I think there's
that
an
haven't been-
election due. There's an
Due?
election due.
Okay.
Yes. there's
But
an
I think
election
everything
due.
was on hold.
But everything was on hold because of
the
COVID.
Yes.
So I believe once everything gets settled, that is something that's on the table
Yes.
to happen. We're really not against that happening at all. So once things settle down, that's
And
going
there's
to
no
be on
problem
table.
in terms of people being sort of dissatisfied with the way the executive going. And I think they did a nice little family in volleyball. You all seem to get along very, very well, and people from the outside are looking in now and seeing that.
Want to start the water.
That's right. And there are certain people who have been in a particular position for a long time
Yes.
and think that big. Well, why but I mean, everybody's happy. Your members are happy,
Yeah.
and you all seem to be like one big family. And
I mean, everybody has a lot to say about Mr. Harrigan. You cannot satisfy everybody
I know, that's right.
in an association, in a sporting body. You cannot be satisfied like that, but he has the sport at heart. I can say that from what I have seen. I can speak for myself. I cannot speak for anybody else.
Yes.
But in general, he does have the sport at heart, whereby someone else would not dig into their pockets to do something. He is one that would
Wouldn't think
go.
twice.
He wouldn't think twice to do it. For instance, let's say, a team needs to go somewhere and the funding is not made available. He will put out himself to make sure that they get there, all right? Whereby someone else was in that position, they probably would not even think about it.
right.
Where sometimes we have struggles, even with our local NOC or stuff like that, he steps in, all right? So these are the type of leadership that we look for.
Right.
Alright.
So I suppose in the next general elections that he certainly probably retain the presidency if he wants, because
he
I know
wants.
at times he's always saying, look,
I don't know if, it depends on, votes and everything like that.
yeah,
But if the people are happy, then
Yeah, but one of the things.
who the votes? Are they
From the clubs.
clubs
From the
and
club.
are they individual like membership that can also vote, or just clubs?
No, clubs.
Clubs.
How many clubs are there?
I think we have 8 female. 8 female.
8 and 7, I
Yeah.
think.
8 and 7, okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
it's not a big.
It's not a big
Yeah.
body.
But one of the things that I would want to say as well is a lot of people would say something about, oh, Mr. Harrigan being there for such a long time. But then again, a lot of people don't want to commit. A lot of people don't want to commit and do the work. And they will only want to come in when the work is done. But then when you get somebody there who's going to make sure that the work gets done,
Oh, you tell me
you
about
don't
it.
want somebody like that going nowhere, you know. So
Tell me about it. Every time there's something running very smooth.
Yes, somebody wanna mash it up. Yeah.
And then when they get the opportunity,
nothing happening.
nothing
Yeah.
really happens. It happens too often around here, I tell you.
You know, we all have our struggles. We
That's
have
right.
our uphill battles. I
Yes.
mean, even with our leadership too, you know, but at the end of the day, he has our interests at heart.
Yeah. But I always like someone who can make a decision. When I say makes a decision, okay, and if it's the wrong decision, they can come back and say, look, I'm sorry.
Because we're like, we need to play volleyball, you need to open
That's
in
right,
door.
that's right.
We
All the
need
time.
to get
That's
the
right.
sport going and
Right,
stuff like
right,
that.
right.
He was like, need to get vaccinated. So, I mean, he stands on what he believes in.
And I think that's going to be the way of the new world now. That,
Yes.
You know.
We gotta learn to live with COVID
Yeah.
at the end of the
And
day.
even your spectators or your fans, you're gonna want them vaccinated before they even come in. So
True.
Yeah.
that's been happening right now around the
Even around the world.
around the world. Yeah. So tell me something now. How the registration for this beach?
Beach tournament?
The beach tournament, yeah. And when you're gonna have it and
Okay. So
Go ahead.
we're having a beach tournament. We wanted to jumpstart the year because we are like ending the year flat. So what we're doing, we wanted to start next week. We want to have a beach competition, and it's going to be 3-on-3. It's either going to be 1 male, 2 females, or 2 females, 1 male.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's the group. We go to the beach every Sunday, and it's become like a little family. So we go to the beach and we decide, hey, we could do this. We want to give the beach. We want to give the volleyball players something to do. Something to end the year, have some fun, get back into playing, get back into exercising, to do something. So we decided we're going to have a tournament. It's $20 per person. It's 3 persons per team, so it's going to be $60. The first prize is $700, I think. Yes.
You're correct.
Second is 5.
Correct.
Third is 3. So we're actually giving them a little incentive to come and
of course.
play. Yes.
We say have funds and get funds. Have fun.
Have fun
and get funds.
And get funds.
Yes.
Playing beach
Yeah,
volleyball.
so we are actually just trying to put some finishing touches together in terms of Monday coming. It's going to be a holiday, and we're asking everybody to come out. You know, we're going to make sure that protocols are in place, so we're going to try the social distancing thing. It's only 3 persons on a team, so it's not a lot of crowding. We're going to use 1 referee. Normally there's 2, but we're going to try to use 1, you know, because there's probably not a lot of officials probably going to be there. So we're trying to get as much persons involved.
Where will this event
At
take
Fort
place?
James.
Fort
At Fort James, yes.
Okay.
And we're starting at 11. So we're asking all the teams to try and get there by 10 so that we can, we're starting at
They need to get there at 9.
the teams?
Yes.
Okay, I thought the
And
organizers would be there at 9.
That's fine, because you know how our
Yes.
folks are. So
Yes.
we need to get there at 9, and a lot of people are going to want to come and register on the day also.
Right.
So they need to be
Well,
there
the thing
at
starts at 9
9.
o'clock.
At 10 o'clock, it will be
They
shut
leave-
off.
leave
There's
at
no registration, no
After
nothing
10.
happening after 10 o'clock.
Because
So,
then we need to,
yeah, we
according
have
to
to
how many
organize
teams, we have to decide
who goes in what zone and
right, the
what.
format and so on, how we're going to
right.
run it.
Right. How has sponsorship been? I mean, do you get a lot of
Well,
support from the private sector?
Well, this is our first.
Well, we really weren't pushing it so much in terms of for sponsorship. All right, so this is basically coming from the body of volleyball.
Right.
And we're just pushing this to give it a push start for the new year.
Yes.
All right, so we have all of that organized
So
already.
the registration fee will probably take care of the...
And it will take care of
we
most
actually-
of everything.
Yeah, but I think we actually got
The
a
prizes?
sponsor for the prize. For the
For the
money.
prizes,
Yeah,
for the
the
money.
money is,
Okay,
yes.
well,
So,
you got to name those
anything else that comes in, well, it was somebody who decided to work on that part, and he said that
He doesn't want his name
yes.
called.
So he said, you're set to go, so go ahead.
Push it.
So,
That's a
right.
regular thing, and
Yeah.
sometimes you can see with these people who have contributed something and
Yes.
don't want the publicity.
Right.
Yes.
Because if they want to do that, I mean, they will get...
We'll get a lot of calls,
They
right?
get bombarded.
Yes, yes. But maybe on the day,
everybody, you know?
on the
Yeah.
day when we're there and we
Probably give our
we
thanks
give
and
our
stuff
shout outs, or
after.
maybe after we will, thank who we need to thank and so on. But for now, it's go ahead, push the sport. Let's get the volleyball players out, come back, because we always enjoy volleyball as a family. So come out on the day and enjoy. Bring your family, your friends. It's a holiday. Come out. So that's what we're looking at.
So anybody who is interested in registering,
Yes.
they could get in contact with myself at 732-2378 or Rosalie.
Repeat that.
Repeat.
They could get in contact with me for volleyball at 732-2378. And also,
My number is 774-3831, and this is just for volleyball. 774-3831. This is to register for Monday.
You don't want to be messing with this cussy here. Just for volleyball, right? Those two numbers that we're giving out.
Just for volleyball. Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, so we're here now, and we want the public to know what we are doing. As I said, I know Rose is passionate about volleyball. I am personally passionate about sports, but volleyball rings my bell. I told you that. So anything for volleyball. Once volleyball is being played, I don't care what else is playing, that's where I'm going to be.
No, but
Right.
that definitely is what you call that is what you call complete dedication, because
Yes.
I mean this is, the Christmas holidays are coming up, and you're gonna find the time to
Yes.
play volleyball, some
Yes,
people think
yes.
that you're mad.
definitely, there's always time
And
for
you
volleyball.
have on your red, you have on your
A Nike,
like
just do it.
Christmas.
Just do it. But the Nike says just do it.
It's Christmas,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
sign, the Nike sign. Nike says just do it.
Yeah.
So that's what we're here for. We just want everybody to come out and just do it. We'll be there playing volleyball, enjoying the day with family and friends.
Definitely.
And we always enjoy. Every Sunday we go out to play. It's
It's an awesome gathering.
Yeah,
Awesome
it is.
gathering.
We look forward to that Sunday afternoon. I can't wait for Friday, because Sunday coming, you're going to be with your friends and your family. It's always so much fun. So we're asking everybody to come out and see what it's all about and have some fun with us on Monday.
Well, tell me something, Rosalie, tell me. Is there anybody in your family that don't like volleyball?
Your whole family does love volleyball.
I really don't know. I don't. I would say my son, my youngest son.
It's still around volleyball. Come
you
on.
know,
He's too young, but
I know, but
when he gets a little older,
Yeah, I still have to take him with me,
Yeah.
and he's there. But sometimes, do I really have to be here? Especially when we used to go to the Y,
Right.
and he has to sit there and wait. He was like, "Mom, what time are we leaving?"
He loves the beach. So he
Yes, he loves the beach. He loves to swim. Yeah, so
I
he,
like the indoor
the
stuff.
indoor, right?
Yeah,
But when
yeah.
it comes to going to the beach, he would be like, "Mom, what time are we leaving?" Yeah, I know it's almost 1:30. What time are we leaving? So he always keeps me in check at the time when we go into the beach. But I really don't know if anybody in my family that don't really love volleyball. My mom, she's our biggest supporter.
Yeah, you always
Yes, my mom, she's always there. I mean, anything. Sometimes we just there on a Sunday, just hanging out, and she's there. So she's our biggest support, I must say. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep.
What about you, Rosie?
My family? My family is not too much into volleyball. My sister dabbles a little bit in
Yes.
volleyball, my older sister. I don't think nobody else does volleyball. That's it. Because I really started playing netball when I was in
Okay.
primary school. I was pretty good at it too. I started playing netball, and I can remember one time I went to YMC, and I saw volleyball playing, and that's actually how I got into volleyball. I started to, you know, fool around and stuff like that, and that was it. That was it.
Yep.
So, with the other countries, right? Have you been in touch with them as to know? Because I mean, you know, you guys normally go to a particular competition at a particular time of the year, right? But everybody is dealing with this COVID now. So, have you been in touch with any other countries to find out whether, we're gonna resume volleyball, and perhaps maybe we can look at maybe a tournament sometime in the new year?
Was it St. Martin or
Yes.
something was trying to have a tournament?
Well, St. Martin is having a tournament in this month, December. But when they told us about it, it was like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was too late.
Yeah, it was too late. And I said, to get a team organized now is really too late. And they're having, I think, they invited like Guadeloupe and Martinique and maybe Anguilla and so on. But they are full back into their competition, local competition already. So they said, the last thing I spoke to somebody there, and they said that they were having an invitational tournament in April.
Okay.
So I think if the invitation comes early enough, we can probably look at maybe taking, you know, maybe a team, male and female.
Yeah, we definitely could do something like that.
Yeah.
But what we normally look at throughout the years is either international, invitational, or international, or Antigua hosting tournaments.
Something, yes.
So you will basically have that whole vibe going on throughout the year. So it's
Right.
not just you have indoor, unless if, for instance, there's not much going on indoor.
You
We still
go to the
have
beach.
the beach, where
Yes.
the beach you will have from the nautical leg and
Yes.
stuff like that. You
Yes.
have almost maybe 10 countries that you can travel to
yes.
in the year to play beach volleyball. So there's always something happening.
Yes.
And at this present moment, they're trying to get things back on the road
For 2022.
2022.
Yes.
So you will definitely have that leg going on for 2022.
Yes.
Once things get back on track, so beach volleyball will be on the way, hopefully indoor, and then any invitational tournaments that, you know.
There's already a calendar for 2022.
22, yeah.
Yeah, from Nausicaa. So there's a lot of tournaments scheduled on it. You have juniors, you have juniors, yeah, and seniors, male, female, you know. So there's a lot of tournaments, and beach as well. So there's a lot of tournaments scheduled in 2022. I think
So we're
they're
just
coming
trying to
back.
get everybody ready.
Yeah, I think they're coming back with a bang because there hasn't been a lot happening in this area of the world. So competition-wise, it's coming back with a bang in 2022. So we definitely need to be up and ready for when the competitions come along. Yeah.
Rosie, tell me, have you have a lot of people who are interested in maybe coaching? I mean, you're thinking about really about getting out of the sport, right? Which I doubt it's going to happen anytime soon.
Nope.
But
I'm just saying.
are there any young or persons who are just not interested in playing, but just would like to?
There's always
get
been
coaching
interest
out
in coaching, even refereeing too, because the same scenario where you have that course where you can be a coach, you also have it that you can be a referee also. All right, so that is given every year, and you have quite a few persons who have taken that course so far in becoming a referee and also a coach. So you will find that someone like me, I would have to go and do the course to get a level 1, whereby we have people who have level 1 who needs to go up to level 2.
Like me.
All right, so we have those people. Even now, like for instance, when the coach was here, you had Rosie working along with him. You also had Alston Joseph working along with him. I think he also has his coaching, his level 1.
Olsen?
Alston, or
Yes.
he's going to get it from the coach, or
No, Olsen
he has level 1.
and Michael, they went to St. Kitts.
Right.
Right, they went
So
to
that was
St.
the
Kitts. to
coach
got
I was
certified.
telling you
James?
about.
No, Joseph.
Joseph? Okay.
Yes.
They went to St. Kitts because there was a course there. They paid their way and they went and got certified. So yeah, so everybody who works in the school system now is a certified level 1. Yeah.
Oh, how many coaches we now have in the schools? I mean, since I left, I mean, I don't know if,
Yeah.
if
Well,
you
the
took on
numbers have, yeah, it has dropped. We are now at only 3, along with myself.
oh my God, you
Yeah.
still, so you still, oh my God.
Yeah, one time we were at 5 or 6, I think, and you know, people migrated, and yeah, so we're down to 3 and myself. So you know,
You
it's,
guys are looking to hire?
I forgot all that.
I would think so. I would think that if somebody left, I would think that, you know, find
You're
somebody
gonna be
who can
overworked.
fill. Yeah, and it's a lot because I find a lot, especially when we start, we're doing recruitment. When we go out and we get kids, when you come down to the Y in the afternoon, there's
So
like,
under your portfolio, what, sorry for taking a
No,
minute.
yeah, we're having a conversation.
We're having a lovely
Yes.
conversation
Under
here.
your portfolio, how many schools do you have to deal with, or how does it work?
Boy. We have, you try to work the coaches the best, like Olson would be, we're talking about Carrot.
Right.
He took like Pears, Glanvilles,
Those on that side.
Yeah, so we
zones?
try,
Yeah, zones.
yeah, we try to give him so that he don't have to be running from there and run here and
Makes
so on.
sense.
So we try to give the coaches not too much, because then you want to make sure that each school has a certain amount of time with the coach. So what we do is that if they can't come, like he can't get to, let's say, Peers, he will tell them, y'all can come to the Y.
Okay.
And like myself and Irvin will be there. Michael, now he will be dealing with grammar school and Clay Hall and so you have to give them at least twice. You know, you have to see them at least twice a week.
Twice a week.
Yeah, and then we will, who not going to, like, say for instance, he's there Monday and Wednesday, and some of the students can't make Monday, Wednesday because maybe they have a class. We will say, well, we're there Tuesday and Thursday and the
they
rest,
will come
so you
down.
come down
Okay.
to the Y. So
Makes sense.
we try to, you know, if you can't make it then, so I will be at the Y sometimes with Irvin, because Irvin is at comprehensive. So sometimes he will get his kids to come over so that he can assist me.
Right.
You know, so when we're working, it's like we might have 2 boys from grammar school, we have 5 from Clay Hall, we have 2 from Peers, we have 10 from comprehensive, and I have a high school that has like 60 girls there. Yeah, and then you still have PM school might have 12. So we have everybody in one group. Yeah, so sometimes it's a bit much. So you definitely see that we need the help, because
Yeah,
sometimes it's too much for us, that we can't. Some of them come there and feel like they just want to waste my time. I think I'm gonna come because my friend is coming here today, you know, and we gotta. Nah, not today. So you're coming here and we're gonna work hard, and if you're not interested in that, just thanks for your time, but don't come back.
Yeah.
And sometimes people say we're being hard, but we can tell sometimes when they come there to just lying. So if you find that that's a pattern, you just kind of nip it early, and then you will find that the person who was coming there to waste your time, when they're not there, the other person excel.
focused.
Yeah, they excel. So sometimes I gotta nip some of these things early. But,
But I thought things would have been maybe a little closer as you have, I mean, with the association, like you were together, when I say, because you were always around.
Yes,
I mean,
but-
when they need coaches
Right.
on a national level,
right.
they will look to
But I'm always involved.
you always involved.
always
So I'm
involved.
saying, right.
Yeah, I'm always involved, whether it's in the background or in the forefront. I'm always involved, because when Mr. Harrigan needs on the 15 or on the 16, it's me call. When he need on the 18, it's me call.
That's what
When
I'm
he
saying,
want
yeah.
on the 20, it's still me call. You know, so sometimes with the senior, I mean, there's, if you have the seniors training and so on, I try, oh Lord, I try to stay out, because there's so much for me, especially with the young people, that sometimes I think working with Rosie and them is just a waste of my time.
So equipment is not a problem. It's just that you need more coaches for the,
yes,
for
I
the
think
amount
so,
of
because
participants you have.
If I personally feel that, hey, I got some balls from the ministry, and I feel that, hey, this is not sufficient, I would just call Mr. Harrigan. Mr. Harrigan, I'm coming by you, I need 10 balls. He never say no.
No.
Never say no, never. And if he come and he say, well, Rosie, I don't have no ball yet, but I'm going to get for you. You know, he never turns
No,
me
he's
down.
one of those guys that if you tell he's going to rain,
Yeah.
you get your raincoat.
Yes, man.
I am ready if you have a raincoat.
Yes. Never turn me down, never turn me down. So he's one person that I can say supports the school program, because one year I remember he came in and he got shirts for all the teams. He ordered shirts for all the schools, and everybody was so excited. And I felt that year we had like 30-something teams. And he was like so excited, he couldn't believe it. He said, all these people? I said, yeah, all these people. And I gave him the list, and he said, you're kidding me. And he didn't believe that we had so much. And I said, Miss Harrigan, you just need to come and see, because when you want teams, when you want players, you just tell me you need 20, so I call them for you. So you need to come. And that year, I think we had the best tournament, school league that year. Yeah.
And tell me something, are you able to do what it is that you think is necessary for them to develop into good players? You have everything that you need for that?
I don't think so. Lots of equipment is needed, and basically, this is reality. Basically, all we have is balls and the court, basically. And I'm saying, some of these kids, they come to me first form, and this is not no joke. Some of them can't run properly. So I don't know how these kids go through primary school, and they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing. And I'm saying it's very, very difficult for us to take a child that you have to teach them how to run, teach them how to catch, teach them how to fall down, because volleyball you're always going to fall.
Right.
And you have to teach them these things. But when you have so many kids that you're dealing with, you can't specify on one particular area, because then you're trying to teach everybody what the basic then. You're trying to teach them basic. So what we do, our program is that we have a competition, we train, we have a competition, and at the end, like the third term, what we do, we take the ones that we think is going to go far, we put them in a program that we, on the third term, you know, they do end of term exam, moving up exam, so it's kind of difficult to always get them to come out. So what we do, we just get the group that we think is going to go far, and we have a little training session. Sometimes we will ask Nyota to come in and show them the middle block, how we work, and get somebody else to show them how to spike and so on. Because we as a coaches, sometimes we tell them the same thing over and over, and they don't listen. They don't see it. But then when somebody comes in now, they understand what we are saying.
And I think how we can push and develop the sport a little bit more, because I listened to her and heard her talking about the fact that sometimes they come in and they don't even have the basic, you know, athletic things in place. So that's where grassroots program comes into play. And we have been back and forth on this over the years. All right, but we need to start from a young age. You understand? Whereby we're trying to recruit people when they reach the secondary school, they're already into other sports. So you're trying to pull them from another sport now to come and play volleyball. Whereby if you grab them when they're young, primary school, early primary school, young, they will already, you will start to form them into the basic of volleyball. So when they get to secondary school now, you don't have to be fighting up your head.
Transition is there.
The transition is just smooth. Okay, and that's where the development will come.
But what I think too, right, is that a sort of talent identification should be really in place,
Definitely.
you know, from an early age. Because, I mean, you will
that's
see
what
that
I'm
there's some
saying.
guys who just can jump higher than some people. And that's the guy who said, well, look, and they have to go through these kind of tests, jumping.
And you have different skill sets that you will,
strength,
you know,
whatever it
strengths,
is, how much one can jump from, you know, in one position to, you know, to another area, vertical, stuff like that. And then you start to, you know, and they say, look, you need to get to volleyball program because they possess all the strength there for a volleyball player.
You're correct, you're correct.
And then you see maybe a thick person who, you know, people probably laugh at thinking that they're fat, you know. But there are sports for those kind of people.
Of course.
Whether it's wrestling, whatever it is. But and you say, look, maybe you should try to get into that particular, you know. So it's talent identification, first of all, and then directing the kids to the different associations, right? Because sometimes you'll find somebody like a particular sport, but he doesn't have the talent for it, but he has the talent for another.
We have a lot of
and
that.
you have to direct them into that particular area. You know?
I agree with you.
We have a lot of that. When we start with the beginners, we have a lot of that. And I would say, you used to play tennis, and they would say, yeah, because you can see the action, right? But
reflexes.
yeah, but to get them to get their hands together and do something is a challenge. But you will see, you teach them to serve, and they get that down one time. So you say, but you say, yeah, I used to play tennis because the overhand thing comes easy.
Okay.
But teaching them something else is so difficult, you know. So sometimes you can tell. So,
So what are some of the other things that you probably need? You said like the balls, and you just have the court there, right? What
Yeah.
do you think, like the knee and the...
Well, you have elbow pads, you have knee pads, but you have a lot of equipment in terms of teaching them how to passing, and there's a service machine that will pass the ball for you instead of you hitting it, and they just pass the ball, move on to something else, pass, and their equipment that will teach them to jump, roll, so stuff like that is just that we don't have that here. But if you go, because I've been to Brazil and at the high performance center, I mean, it's not for kids, but if you see the amount of equipment that's there, so I'm saying some of these things, and I've seen, I've never really been to one of those little camps or anything with them 5 and 6 year old, but I've, Google is there, and I've been on watching these things, and watching how these young, I'm saying 6 years old, 5 years old, they're hitting the ball and roll over and tumble and then get up and get back to the line, come back, hit again, roll over, and I'm saying all these things we need to teach, but then nobody want to come and fall down. And I'm just saying, sometimes when you tell them you have to roll, get on the ground and roll, and sometimes you're saying in your mind, why am I even here? Because sometimes it's just the frustration that they just can't get what you're saying, but then
I think
understand.
around volleyball, a lot of people are attracted to actual spiking.
Yes.
You understand? So you will find they will gravitate towards the hitting all the time.
Everybody wants to be a hitter.
But to teach them to dive and to roll,
and to play defense,
they wouldn't be interested in that as much.
Now, there's some argument out there as to how we should, in Antigua, prioritize the different sport, or we can't be at the top, for all our sports, what I mean? And so some of the finances and so should be channeled into the sport that can perhaps give us some sort of recognition. We're going to talk about that a little later. Just give that some thought as we let our listeners and our viewers know that Talking Sport is made possible by ACB Caribbean, our Platinum sponsor, Simply Smarter Banking, also Blue Mountain Water, purest and the finest water that you can get anywhere here, they say, on earth, and also Cecil Charles Group of Companies, Swiss Pharmacy, Seco Pharmacy, along with Hutchison Limited, the agents for Pine Hill Juices, and plumbing and electrical, everything plumbing and electrical, along with Brands for Less. Remember, we are on coming through live on CTV Channel 8, and also you can view us on Facebook and YouTube, and we are asking you just to simply like and to share. Let your friends know that you're watching Talking Sports, and we're here with the two Roses, Rosie Lee and Rosie, and it's all about volleyball. Yes, as we were saying, there is, this idea has come up, sometimes in the whole sporting fraternity as to where Antigua should, the government, or where we should channel most of our financial resources, and maybe we should just concentrate on some particular sports that can probably give us some sort of recognition, out there in the world. what kind of case would you make for volleyball to be one of those?
Well, there is no secret that there is gravitation towards certain sports in Antigua.
Okay.
All right? Volleyball cannot compete with football to that
cricket.
level, or cricket to that level. But at what point do we invest in volleyball to move it from the level that it is to the next level? Are we just going to let it die? Or, I mean, there's talent that pass through volleyball, very
Yes.
extremely good
Yes,
talent that
yes.
can go places. I can say for now, you wouldn't find that the hard court volleyball would really get to the extreme of, like, let's say for instance, Olympics,
Yes.
without some serious investment into
Injection,
that. But
yeah,
you
yeah.
see beach volleyball, if time, money and effort is placed into beach volleyball, we can compete in beach
Yes.
volleyball. If we push it.
You're making the argument right now.
I'm
That's
telling you.
good.
I'm telling you, there's only
yeah.
2 players per team. You understand? And if you can, I mean, let's look at the males, for instance, whereby at one point we had people that could literally compete in beach volleyball,
Yes.
especially in the male. We
Yes.
had Mickey, we had John Marie, we had these people that once put together, they could compete.
Yes.
When we went to Nautical Leg, they compete really well. You understand? But it's just to invest into the sport and push the sport even more. Once we have that, we will see development. And you cannot just turn a blind eye to it.
But one of the things,
go on.
sorry,
Yeah,
one of the
no worries.
things that here that we can't go very far is because a lot of our athletes have to work an 8-hour job
That's true.
and still come back and train to go and compete. In the other, well, I'm not talking about the Caribbean, because most people in the Caribbean have to work.
Yeah, right.
But these other guys that are on these tours, that's their job.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's all they do.
Let me
Yeah.
tell, even being on these legs, let me tell you how it goes. Like for instance, remember I was telling you about the nautical leg. They will have a calendar for the year. All right, so let's say for instance, this week we go and we play in Cayman Islands. Right after we leave Cayman Islands,
Sorry.
there's another tournament the following, maybe the Monday, Wednesday.
Yes.
And these people are leaving from this tournament and they're going
Going
on
there.
to the next
Yeah.
tournament. Now, as you move from tournament to tournament, you gain points
And rankings,
and
yeah.
rankings. All right. So you find that if you do not push money into
Yes.
it, you can't. And these people, we work. So
Exactly.
whereby the other people can just move
Go
from
from
country to
there,
country to
right,
country to
right.
country. You find that we are unable to do that. So what we're trying to do now is to try and switch it up a bit. So let's say, for instance, one team goes to this tournament, then we can organize on the ground to have someone else getting ready to go to the other tournament, just in order to push the ranking up for
Wow.
Antigua. It's the most we can do.
But I think another selling point there could be the opportunity for young people even to get a scholarship, because you can get a volleyball
Yes.
scholarship
Yes.
in the States. I mean, and we may not turn out to be one of the professionals or make a lot of money from it. At least you get an education and a
Absolutely.
good job to take care of your family.
And something we have to be very careful with too is when we're talking about scholarships. Yes, we talk about scholarship, but I realize for even like Adrian Constant,
Yes.
who went away and played in, I can't remember what country he was in,
Yes.
but he played away for
2 years.
2 years
Yes.
in a college. He got a scholarship and played away for 2 years. But the thing is, we didn't have a program in place whereby when they finish with this 2-year course that they can move on to maybe a 4-year college,
Right, right.
4-year university, sorry, to develop themselves. Whereas they probably can move on, but because we had them playing for
Right.
Antigua,
Right.
you understand, they do not qualify
Yes.
to go to these universities.
Universities, yeah.
And we have to look at things as that, like, whereby we don't just shut them off like that.
Yes.
We have to have some sort of channel that they can move or link the two systems in such a
together,
way
yes.
that they could have a smooth flow
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
moving from one to
And
the
then,
other college or university.
Moving on to a 4-year university as well, it's money.
Yes.
Right? So, even though you say you get a scholarship or something like that, most of it is not, you're going to have to put your hands in your pocket as well, right? And for somebody who is trying to find their way and you know, not with a ton of money in the bank and so on, it's really difficult.
It's
It is.
hard,
It's
but
really
you
difficult.
have different, from experience, you have different type of scholarships.
Right.
Like, for instance, you can leave Antigua without a full scholarship.
Right.
But
And end up with one.
end
Yes.
up with a full scholarship
Yes, yes.
when you land, perform academically,
Yes.
and also in the sport that you got the scholarship in.
Yes,
So you have that opportunity that you could do that and get a full scholarship. So you
Yes.
can't just go and lag. You
No,
understand?
definitely. If you're going for a scholarship, more than likely you're gonna have to go there and work hard. Yeah, because it's not easy peasy once you get there. Hard work, hard work, hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and also, what about, like a destination? Because I know that there's a lot of people who travel around the world, you know, and to play beach, you know,
Beach.
beach volleyball.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a nice setting, and people even will travel with those people. So it could be
Yeah.
a tourist, a sort of,
Yeah.
would beach volleyball be like that? Like a tourist destination
Of course.
for
Of
someone to
course.
go and watch a particular tournament. Now, if you were to put on a big event here in Antigua, you know, and it's a beach volleyball, what do you think the traveling would be like, you know, for people to come just to see that tournament? Stay in a hotel for a weekend and
Well, I know for a fact that
Like, it's
I
like
went,
sports
yeah,
tours,
and
I'm
I
talking
went to
about-
Barbados. They had the sizzling sands.
They are.
Yeah, and they
Oh, I
had
remember that
teams.
Sizzling
Yeah,
Sands,
and
yeah,
they had
yeah.
teams
It's
from
still
Canada. No, everything is.
Remember, everything is on the back,
yeah.
back leg, right?
They had teams from Canada, USA, and they came with their families and extended families and so on, and they came for like a
Vacation,
weekend.
or
Yeah, so they came to play from the Thursday to the Sunday, and they were on vacation from that to another couple of days. So they're there for like they came for 7 days. The tournament is only like 3 days, and the rest is vacation for them. So they plan their vacation around that time. You know, so when you're going to a place like Barbados or Jamaica, or even Antigua, most people are going to say, hey, going to Antigua with all the
Extend the
beaches, I'm
time.
coming for vacation as well. Yeah. So it very well can be a destination for, you can promote it in the beach volleyball as a destination to come and enjoy your vacation and so on. Definitely, I think,
okay, well, Fort James is one of the,
the beaches.
right. Have you looked at any other beach and see, because I remember when I was in the Ministry of Sports there, right, we had a look out at
Jolly
Fries Bay,
or fries.
and they had started setting up some little thing, you know, they were making this, this particular clear this particular area, and they were going
I
to
think-
get some sand to go there.
Yeah.
I mean, the beach was not too far from it, really, you know, but you're going to need to put up some seating in it to make it a
Yes,
nice little
yes.
arena for
Definitely.
people.
But
That's not done
I
at
remember
the
that
moment.
time. You well,
You right?
yes.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah.
They actually did beach netball.
Okay.
Actually did beach netball. I went out. Karen was there at the time, I think.
Right.
And they were setting up and so on. I was actually there. I don't know why I was there, but I was there. I think we were,
Remember you said earlier that you...
I know,
It's not about
sports. But I remember it was a situation where they were going out to see the area and set up and see what they could do. And I was there. I'm not sure why, but I was there. And they did a little practice run and so on. And yeah, because I was there. And then I was like, this is so neat, you know, instead of taking netball away from the hard court and on the beach. And it was interesting because I had to run in the sun, you know, and playing on the beach and so on. It was different. So I'm saying we used to play, the same Sizzling Sand came here
We played that down by
at Castaways.
Right, right,
And I
okay.
think that beach is absolutely the best.
Yeah, it's
For
flat.
the,
We have,
flat and it's long.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we had like 3 or 4 courts set up there and
Yeah.
with ease, you know, with ease. So
We had a
yeah.
nautical leg there too, I think, at one year.
Yeah. So it's
Well, it's ideas now. We're just throwing out ideas and
Yeah, but
discussion.
this-
a lot
this
of things
thing-
can come up.
because we're doing the tournament down at Fort James and we go there every Sunday to play. We figured that hey, it's easy access, people within walking distance, people just go walking down to the beach, and we want to make sure that, you know, people can get there or get home when they're done. So we weren't looking for the big international stage yet, because it is just a small group of us.
Well, you can feed off of this one, isn't it?
I know, so that's,
Definitely.
yeah, it has to start somewhere, so we can say, okay, we started this year, so next year we're definitely looking for something bigger and better.
And you know, Fort is always full of people, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
we
definitely.
already have our spectators.
I'm telling you, we're there on Sundays. and
But they're going to see this whole event free.
anything you're doing at the beach is going to be free, because we have no beach that we can block off. No, we have no beach we can block off.
But
But,
at least you can try to get some sort of donation from city, because I mean it's
Yeah, look at it.
yeah, but for maybe next time.
you're presenting a product.
Yes, we are.
And I'm sure you know
Absolutely.
I mean, if the guys in them know that there's going to be a girl,
Yes.
the girls are going to
I
be
agree.
there.
I agree. And believe you me,
To the girls in the bikini.
we can, well, it happens a lot on the beach on Sundays, because there's always a group of guys there, and they come and they have a seat, and they be watching, you know, Rosie and Nyota, so they always, you know, they're never disappointed. Let's just say the guys are never disappointed.
Oh my Lord.
So yeah, it's you know, we always enjoy the day. It's fun.
So we just want people to come on out. Don't
Yes.
miss it on Monday at
telling you.
all. From 11 o'clock on sale. We're going to be down there.
Yes.
having fun.
You're home, vacation, holiday,
I mean,
whatever. Just come out on Sunday. On Monday. I keep saying Sunday. I don't know why.
And you know,
'Cause Sunday's in the mind.
how long is it going to be?
It's for the day.
Or just for the couple of days?
Yes.
Until
Yes.
sundown.
So
So
are you guys
we
going to
un-
have things for people to eat, snacks, drinks? Or you're going to ask people to bring their...
Remember, we don't want to get locked up.
Yes. So the
So-
COVID stuff, we just
yeah.
Gotta
don't-
keep
So-
things on
Yeah, so we starting small,
I mean,
as I said. We're
okay.
probably gonna do drinks. We're probably
Yes.
gonna do drinks, because drinks is easier to, you know, just pick up and go. But food, we don't want a congregation. We don't want no barbecuing, nothing. We, you know, so maybe we're gonna have to go
No,
to
I
KFC
would say,
one.
maybe you could
and
just,
send-
you could do some little finger stuff, like a
Finger.
little,
Maybe.
and wrap them. Have them
Oh, okay, cool.
wrap. Have them wrapped,
Yes.
so you know, somebody
Yes,
can get
yes,
this,
yes.
get that, and they,
Okay.
and they have the bins to throw.
Well, we definitely did not have that on the planning, but we can always discuss that.
Right, you got to see
Yeah,
how you can
definitely.
maximize it, so that when you start
because
doing your assessment now, you know what was successful and what wasn't.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely have to, because it's gonna be a long day, and I know I'm gonna be hungry.
Of course, I mean, you know,
I'm gonna be hungry.
hungry and thirsty,
Yes,
and people.
yeah.
At the same
A
time.
lot of
couple around
talking, a lot of blowing whistle, and people gonna be, you know, really,
Yeah, but
really-
I can also see some guys whose girlfriends are gonna be playing, you know, say, look, make sure you put on.
Make sure you have on a
tights,
tights. and a t-shirt.
a long t-shirt.
Well,
But Rosie, team definitely not.
Oh yeah.
No, she's definitely, no, you're not. You and Nyota don't know. They're going to be well equipped with their beach swimwear.
Well, if
Okay.
if
And yeah.
I don't want to bring myself in it to say if I had a body like that,
I know.
I would do the same thing, right? yeah.
Yes,
you're putting
yes.
me on the spot right now. Is that
But
funny?
that is not. It's just something you do every Sunday. You go to the beach and you play, and you're not even conscious, right?
it's training up.
Yeah.
We play beach. I go to different countries. I go do the same thing
Exactly.
in different countries. We come here and we want to be so
Conservative.
conservative
Yeah.
because this person is here and that person is here. I mean, I'm coming to play beach volleyball. I'm
And
not.
that's the way you play.
I'm not worried about that.
Yes.
Too much. So I'm just gonna play the game.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. So we're ready.
Yes. Come
Yes.
Monday. Yes.
Come Monday, yeah. So, but I certainly hope, girls, that you guys make this a calendar event. You know, when I say a calendar event, like maybe next year, Christmas the same time, you're gonna have
Oh,
event
okay.
again.
Okay.
and get a name for it. Get
Yes.
Get a name for it, you know. And,
My only hiccup for
like a
yeah.
ho volleyball. Or you send out a contest, so who can come with a name for an event for
Okay.
volleyball.
For the event.
Yeah.
But I would before you go there, I was thinking that the only problem I would say about this time of the year is that it gets dark so quickly.
That's true.
Now, normally in the summer, all 6:30 minutes to 7, we're still playing. Yeah, so that's the only, I would say, this time of the year, because, by the time it hits 5 o'clock, if the games are not finished, if you have to play the winning game, one team is gonna probably, hey, I lose because it's dark and I couldn't see, and so you don't want to excuse, so we have to definitely get in all the games by a particular time, so between like 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, almost everything's supposed to be finished. You're only looking to play like the last.
Because it's 9 to 1, maybe you think 9 to, how long?
No, we start at 11, but the teams have to register by 10.
By 10?
Yeah, so we want to start like 11 o'clock on the dot. So most of the games have to get in between 11 and like say 3. So it's going to be one game behind the other, behind the other, behind the other. Yeah, and we have two nets set up. So if there's a lot of teams, we definitely have to use 2. If there's not a lot, then I think we can.
No, how long would a game go? Like,
Well, it depends.
20 minutes each, or what?
Well, you can't say because one is the beach is to 21.
To 21, right?
Yeah, and it's best to 3.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so you can't put a time on, say, they have a game now, you can't say it's going to be finished in half an hour, because it can be.
Because it depends on the level of the
What are the rules or whatever it is? When I say the rules, you can say 3 persons, but a team can comprise maybe of 5. And
No.
No?
No.
Or
In beach, you
somebody
have no
is-
sub. So if you're playing with 3 and you get damaged, your team forfeit and you're out.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's a loss for you. And when I say you're out,
I can alternate, like somebody.
No.
But I think it's an advantage if someone actually, let's say for instance, it's 3 players and somebody gets hurt and they decide they want to play with 2. I think it's a disadvantage.
It's a disadvantage. You're still allowed to play. Yes.
Yeah.
You can still play, but then beach usually is only 2.
It's only 2, right?
So we have adjusted our stuff to say 3.
Right.
But beach is usually 2, and if one get damaged, there's no way that you can continue because it's just you and So that's why it's usually once you're injured, there's a forfeit.
Unless you can improvise and say, "Oh, I'm an next person, so spike."
No. Yeah.
You'll probably see. They were talking about a guy who likes to do everything. Like in cricket, he wants the ball, he wants the bat, he wants the wicket, keep everything. So he said, "Go and play." And when you don't bowl a ball, I want to go and
feel it.
Bat it. And when you hit it, you have to go and feel it. And then throw it in. And when he throw it in, he has to get behind his stomach and catch it, everything.
Yeah, but that's So the tournament is the rules are a bit different indoor to the beach, and the game is actually shorter because on indoor you go to 25 and you must win by 2. On the beach it's to 21. Still you must win by 2, but some of the rules are a little different. Yeah, so we definitely need to.
You see, whatever it is that you do right there, it can be like something for other associations to look at, because of course there's also they have volleyball that is played with the legs.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
All that too. Yeah.
Beach volley. Beach volley.
Beach volley. And,
Yes.
and they do a lot of that in Brazil.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
if it's something that works pretty well, perhaps you could talk to maybe somebody from the football association, because people like these kind of outing,
Yes,
The footballers always come over and want to play too.
Yes.
Yeah. Down the foot.
They juggle to make sure they get the ball over.
Yes, yes. And they do pretty well, But I think with the beach volley, the net actually comes
lower,
down.
yeah.
So the net down there is pretty high, And they be doing it.
I see some Brazilians there, they jump and even slam. Can you when I say
Yes.
slam? But they
Spike, we call it spike.
they do it in a kind of way when they
With their feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, they get their feet up to the height of the
Yes.
of the net and just
And hit-
kind of roll it over, you
Until
know.
get it over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
yeah. So, is nothing new? Anything new would happen? You know, like you're planning on. I know you started beach volleyball. Is there any other activities that you would like to put on? Maybe all girls event or all the schools
girls.
now. You can even introduce that to the schools. You know.
Well, stick a pin. We already had a beach tournament for school. Before the
when was
COVID.
this? Okay.
Yeah, I had a beach tournament because I wanted to introduce the young ones to the beach scene.
Okay.
I had a
Fantastic.
beach competition already, and we did a 3-on-3. Yeah,
It
Christ
was
the King.
well attended,
Yeah,
so.
it was. Christ the King is the female champs, and PM is the male champs.
PM, that
So,
PM.
yeah,
that PM,
I know,
that
I
PM,
know.
you know. Mr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. PM, I'm just Mr. Green because
And
I think
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
these teams came out, and all of them were well uniformed. Yeah, everybody come out. They got their shirts, they got their shorts, and they were looking sharp. You know, and introducing them to the beach scene, it was fun for them. You know, although some of them were struggling because moving in the
Moving in
sand
the sand
now
is
is
not
easy.
easy, eh?
Yeah, but we tried to do the 3 outside so that it would not be as strenuous with the 2. Yeah, and it was. I'm doing my thing. I'm
fantastic.
there ready, man. I'm there ready.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember when I was going to school, I think we had one aquatic sport. I mean, you know, and we had houses, you know,
Yes.
and all the houses compete within the school itself, you know. So, but it wasn't something that was that the other schools had, taken up,
Okay.
you know. So,
But I think they
so
do that.
you
They don't
just
do that
really
now?
pick your best aquatic sports.
Oh, not a,
Aquatic sports, man.
Okay.
We need to be doing things like
More,
that, you know. I
yes,
mean,
yes.
we
We
365.
have too much
Yes,
beaches to
yes.
just not
Yeah, not utilizing them.
Yeah.
utilizing
You know.
them at all.
So I want to wish you guys all the very best in that thing. By the way, tell me, so who the champion teams now that in the associations or on the national level, or the
That's
seniors?
indoor.
That's indoor.
Oh, okay.
Indoor. I'm talking. Yeah. Who-
in terms of
Females?
females and males.
Male or female? Yeah.
Well,
I think
females
the
is
females were
Paragons.
Paragons.
It's not you think.
Are they
It
from
is.
any particular area or just?
Friend Nyota is playing with the team.
Huh?
Paragons.
Okay.
Nyota! Yeah, call it out. Yeah, Nyota.
Yeah, I thought you would be with us here this afternoon, but you're not. But
She free the camera. She free the camera.
no, we're gonna grab you again another time. You know?
Camera, yeah.
You know, we're gonna grab you another
She's a
time.
part of the Paragons female team. To be honest, she's, I think, the integral. She's the pillar. Without her, I don't stand a chance. You know, my team always knocking on the door, but Rosie here and Nyota, they always pull a stunt on me in the night and so on.
Tell me something. Is there any plans like to, because things gotta get back to communities now.
Yes,
We're
absolutely.
success. You know,
Absolutely.
I mean, I know that there's this one, main court
At the Y.
at the Y.
Yes.
But if teams from the town, from the city could go out to play against Liberta,
Right.
or Liberta have to travel to somewhere, it's always nice.
Yeah, everybody seems to come here.
Community.
Yeah.
You need from community.
You need to
'cause
move
from,
out.
Yeah, from the community, you will see players that, I mean, perhaps you probably, that wouldn't
Come to town.
Come to town.
Yes,
Come to town.
yes.
Is there any plans for any sort of community sport in order to decentralize it,
We spoke
sport?
about that on the last meeting that we had. We did mention it, but like I said, everything just got put back because of everything that was happening. But we did have a conversation about it. But I think the first step in having something like that done is to get the courts ready. I know there's a spot in All Saints There's one in Radio Range. There's also one in
When you say that, is it like grass or concrete?
Hardcore. Yeah,
Concrete.
well, yeah.
That is,
outside.
That's where we all started. Some of us
Yeah.
started on grass.
Yeah,
You
like me,
understand?
yeah.
So, I mean, we've gotten our knees graded off on these concrete and stuff before we had fancy indoor courts.
Yes, yes.
So, going back to that, differently from that is ordering like those outdoor courts, which we can get if we request it.
But
We
there's a
just-
lot of field, there's a lot of, if the fields in them are kept
You mean
good.
playing on the
On the grass. On
okay.
grass.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was a PE teacher down at Princess Margaret School, I mean, break time,
Yeah, you're outside.
There's a whole bunch of guys, But I mean, we weren't thinking in those times as to start to pick guys out who
Would play.
who had showed some
Yeah.
sort of
But I
talent.
speaking with Mr. Harrigan, at one point in time, we had already gone to some of the schools to earmark a place where we could put on the poles, and we did Clear Hall, we did Comprehensive, there's PMS, there's All Saints, that we actually thought that, hey, we need to put down a court, even just it's just a net, so that the kids, when they come out, they can
On their
play,
break, they
because
can-
that's where you're going to get the passion from. Put them there to do grass, who jump up and hit the ball, and then eventually they're going to find that they enjoy it, and they're going to want to come down and play. We did it at Comprehensive. I think for 2 years, Comprehensive had like the best school league team. That's where Renault and Ronell and all these guys came from. Yeah, and then we did it at All Saints as well. We had like Rickson, and them guys come out like Granny and so on, and all them guys came out to that kind of setting. And eventually something happened, net get cut down, post move, and but Mr. Harrigan was very, he was very adamant that we need to put a net in the schoolyard. This is where we're going to get these people to come back to play.
Right.
Yeah.
And perhaps just leave some of the equipment there.
Yeah, but I don't,
You know,
I don't know what's wrong with us, because every time you try to do something, like you say you put on a post here and a net and so on, 2 days after you come and it cut up and tear down and so on, we don't take any
You
pride.
see, you gotta have somebody responsible.
Yeah, but you
and
always-
some schools have
some-
janitors, and
Right,
some schools
and they have security as well,
right.
who's there.
Right, but
Yeah.
then, but sometimes when you put the nets up, somebody has to be responsible to take it down.
Right.
And to secure
Yes,
it
yes.
in an area in the
Yeah.
school.
But that's not happening.
Yeah.
Because then you come here and say, what happened to the net I gave you last term? And somebody tear it down, it got tear up, or somebody steal it, and they don't know what's, so you just can't come every term and give them a net, because it's costly.
You see, when you move away from the national program, you probably have a national woman, and sometimes you get into the zones, or community against another community. But there are certain communities within a particular zone, and then you pick the best of that zone to play against the best of another zone.
Oh, okay.
And another
Okay.
zone, and so it start to multiply.
Start get plenty
and
people.
And then you get the best
Yes.
of the but that's when you have your scouts and your
Yeah.
and your
Finding that
technical
talent.
people and so out there. But the whole point about it too, right, is the fact that we need to have a stronger PE program within the schools. You see, PE is the foundation. People have to
Yeah.
run, jump, and climb, and so.
Yes.
I mean, the point has been made so many times as to when communities, when you're doing housing and stuff like that, right? They're supposed to talk to sports people too, You can't just build house. You need to come and talk to sporting people. You need to talk to business people. If you're interested in putting a chain of your supermarket in that community, or if you have laundry, and then you have to earmark an area that people have to play sport. You have to have a little area where,
That's right.
where the kids in it can run, jump, slide, and
Yes,
look,
yes.
and climb, and fall down too, and get up and dust off.
And dust off, exactly.
and
Even if they have to cry, let
That's
them
right.
cry.
That's right.
But they're gonna stop.
And that is how you will find that, you know, you the kids in them, no, because you were mentioning a little earlier that you know, you have to teach kids at a late stage
Yeah.
how to run and these kind of
How
things.
to run properly.
You know, physical
Yeah.
education, a strong physical education.
That's where that comes in.
That's where it comes.
Yeah.
That way it comes in. Yeah. So we're almost coming to the end. We still have another couple of minutes. I don't know if there's anything else that you know that we didn't touch on that you would like to. You know, giving you the last word, or maybe now is the best time that we can take the opportunity to wish all the people who are watching
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Talking Sports, and those who watch Parish League also on a Thursday, that we want to wish them all the very best for the season and also beyond, and everything that they wish for, may it come in abundance to overflow.
Amen.
Because we're gonna have our plate
Yeah.
on in the right?
Yeah.
For the overflow.
Yeah, the overflow. Yes, yes.
And I mean, you on behalf of the of your association,
Yes.
perhaps you can also, you know, wish all your
Yes.
the members, the clubs, your fans, and that we're hoping for a better year next year, 2022.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Everybody that's listening out there, you know,
And watching us,
coming, watching, listening, coming from the Antigua and Barbuda Amateur Volleyball Association. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas when it comes, and a very prosperous 2022. Looking forward to many great things in the new year, both for volleyball, personally, financially, spiritually, any aspect in your life. We just send our wishes to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rosalie.
What she said. But I just wanted to call out my coaches in the Ministry of Sports, the volleyball unit. They're guys who I can always count on, and they're awesome to work with. So I just want to tell them, hope that they have a Merry Christmas, and whatever they're wishing for, I hope it comes true. Also, my family at home, I'm sure they're watching, because they never miss anything. So
You get support all
the time. Yes, I want to tell my family at home. I know Irvin is watching, Michael, Harris, everybody. I just want to tell them I hope that, you know, we will be spending Christmas together, so I'll see them. So I want to wish them a Merry Christmas if I don't get around to it then, but I'm telling you now. And for my extended family, those at the beach on Sunday afternoon, I want to tell them, yeah, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody gets all what they want. And I know there's a girlfriend of mine in the beach crew who is celebrating her birthday today, Farida. I want to say, I hope you had a good day, and I wish you all the best.
And this will probably be our last Talking Sports for 2021. And we are looking forward in 2022 when we can bring you some more exciting episode of Talking Sports. I want to simply say to ACB Caribbean for their sponsorship and for their support, also Cecil Charles Group of Companies and the mega distributors for the support, and also Brands for Less, and also Plumbing and Electrical. We want to thank you all very much for all the support that you've given us in this year, and we look forward again in 2022 for your continued support. So we simply like to say now, on behalf of our executive producer Taddy Arundel, along with our technician Orden, and all the people who made Parish League cricket and also Talking Sports possible, we want to say goodbye for now until, and we want to thank, of course, our two roses here, Rosalie Lois and also Rosie Simon, for stopping this afternoon and having a chat with us here on Talking Sport.
Yes.
We thank you very much, much appreciated, and we certainly wish you all the very best in the coming years. So we say goodbye for now until next week Monday, not next week Monday, but in the new year,
Yes.
when we will bring you another exciting episode of Talking Sports. We are saying bye for now and all the best.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Talking Parish League. I'm your host, Leroy John Baptist, and it's once again a pleasure to be in your company as we bring you another exciting and informative edition of Talking Parish League. And today we have a very, very special guest in-house, and in short order you will be meeting him as he shares his experience from way back, coming out of the village of Five Islands. So we're going, that is west of the island, and we're going to speak a little bit about his experience growing up in that community and also representing Antigua and Barbuda in the discipline of cricket. But before we go any further, let us recognize our platinum sponsor, ACB Caribbean, Simply Smarter Banking. For all of your banking and financial needs, it has to be ACB Caribbean. They've been with the Parish League circuit for over 44 years, unbroken partnership, and that is the strength of the ACB Caribbean group, and so we do recommend them for all of your banking and financial needs. Brands for Less, your all-in-one store. Carol and her team right there at opposite the Old Deluxe Cinema, west of the Zachariah building. Just visit them there, whether it be your Christmas goodies, you know, Easter is coming up, you want to go to the beach, you have a little activities, so everything you need, whether it be footwear, clothing, you name it, just check Carol and her team there at Brands for Less, and they'll definitely sort you out. And as I said, they're located right opposite the Old Deluxe Cinema. Seco Pharmacy, for all of your medicinal and pharmaceutical need, it has to be Seco Pharmacy, your one-stop vitality store to keep the body in a healthy and vibrant state. And you know they're located on the corner of High Street and Temple Street, so be sure to visit Mark and his team there at Seco Pharmacy, and they will take very good care of you. Digicel, the bigger, better network. For all of your internet and data needs, be sure to check them at Digicel, so you know you don't want that service to drop at the wrong time, so you got to go to Digicel, the bigger, better network. All right, now we have that housekeeping matter in place. Taddy, good afternoon again. Welcome again. We had a lovely weekend of cricket. We'll take a couple of minutes and probably just review those games that we just had and look forward to what's coming up this weekend. And so let me again welcome you back again, Taddy. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, John, to the viewing audience. Well, I want to say something quickly, John. I heard emphasize your special guest. You know what I mean? I don't want this PM alumni sabotage and some means, John. You know what I mean, John? I never heard it so extra special before, John. I heard you, John. And I paid attention. You and this one there and this Mark business, you know. Anyway, he's a special guy to me too, John. So, but I know the extra special side of the story, you know what I mean? Well, last week I had 2 semi-finals, John. Police defeated Silver Farm, and Freetown defeated Mahiko, Mark T. Mahiko, you know what I mean? What I observed, Mark, John, man, the fielders, the keepers, he can score more runs than the batsmen. They're very good boy, he can give it runs. So, that's one of the things I see in the parish. We keep needs to improve a lot. These are young guys who we keep learn the art, John. So, I observed that. But I think with this Saturday, we play the finals on Saturday at Police Ground. If for the weather and it rains, it goes to the next day, John.
Okay.
And then what happens now, if the next day it rains out, you have champions. All right? So that's what parish you have ways.
Or if it rains out, we have joint champions the second time.
Second time around. You know what I mean? So this is what happens. So I just wanted to, you know, let you know how that works. So to leave that day, just in case, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now, John, So we had a special guest. The special guest, I say, is my good friend, Elvis Roberts, you know. And I met this pretty good football guy, but not such a good cricket guy, you know what I mean? But he did well, and I played, and Leeward Islands youth team, and I see how the batting was, what the man, but Leeward Islands youth team cricket. And those days, the youth team cricket, the cricket team, no, John. Now look at Mickey Mouse stuff we got no. So for me to say the man is so good, me tell lie no John, so tell what they like. You know what I mean? So Elvis was a very good fielder too. And I took him a tour. First Parish tour in 1983. Yeah, there was Zora's Sweet for a century too.
Yes.
See, Elvis remember that. The young Zora in the 2 years. John, one of the young guys on the tour a long time now. And the Mark balls and such, you know. Open bat here, which is open bat, you know. I told about it already. He had a powerful team, John. He was his Lawrence and his guys.
Yes.
And a good fast ballers too. So
We showcased Richardson also.
that was a memorable tour for us, you know. I mean, then Elvis and me went on another tour to New Zealand 1994, John.
Yes.
And I thought we should have won the tournament, but our keeper let us down, in my opinion. You want to stop everybody, you want to catch somebody. So my boy is knocking out the edge, and so we can't get somebody. But John, that's my opinion. Elvis may say something different.
No, you just that you have to catch the ball to appeal, and he was appealing, but he wasn't catching the ball. So
John,
remind me.
Elvis is not waiting for that to go later. I mean, John,
Most definitely.
but you know, Elvis went a long way back. In those days, we had the famous, well-known, very good coach guy here with us as their coach.
Yes.
You know, I mean, who did a fine job before my time. You know, what I mean, John. And I had to follow some big footsteps, you know, John. They boost my heart full of a guy footsteps, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, when they don't do a very good job, everybody expects something good to follow. As good as, you know what I mean, John?
Yes.
And I tell you, guy did this, wonders of the team. Plenty good guys came to the program. Plenty, numerous. You know, I mean, I know he spoke to two of them earlier, one George First and Teddy Hall said, but George First was the real outstanding fast bowler guy, except, what he referred to as elastic ball syndrome. He knocked the batsman and started crying. So,
That was my.
I heard about that. He was it about elastic ball.
I was at short leg when that happened.
So I'm saying to you, I said he had Sylvester syndrome, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
he had the fast ball and serve with people. You know what I mean, John? So,
George, you have to come in that one now.
so John, I said, and Elvis was well known for football, John. He was no well-known cricket guy, a football guy for his tiny village in 5 Islands, and those days Fine was dominant.
He told me Teddy was going to talk about Parish League. He taking up all my stuff.
So look, you got John, you have to defend himself in football. I know he's a bad player, like the people in football, so to John, you know what I mean?
Okay.
He's a bad player like Carver and them guys, you know what I mean? Well, you have to defend that to John, you know? So, John, you have to introduce him. You know?
Yes, no
and
problem.
hey, John, let me say something first. I said earlier, I will put in the chat, in the Captain Elvis Roberts. You hear all that too?
Captain Elvis Roberts.
He had captain for years.
Mr. Roberts, good afternoon. Welcome to Talking Parish League.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here, and I hope that after I speak today, a lot of people who know me think I'm very quiet. I don't speak a lot, but when I get going, I really get going. Like Vic Richards, Richie Richardson also, you know.
You know that's the type of innings we play at Princess Margaret's.
Of course, of course.
What can you play? People don't understand. What can you play? One for the ball, what?
No. I played cricket in the last year of my school year in Princess Margaret School, fifth form. Mark Charles, Teddy Halstead, and those guys. When I went to PM school first, unfortunately, the person in charge of cricket was Spencer, talented batsman, left-hander from Sweets, and Sweets in those days carried a lot of cricketers. And he told me, "Where are you from? 5 Islands? Man, you're a footballer. Go play football." So he sent me over by Hermo Tittle, who everybody called Mora, to get me to the football program. And well, that was it. Football in PM school was the biggest thing. We won all the tournaments. Nobody beat us. Really.
Yeah. Of the PSPs in Bangor and the grammar school?
Not
And academy?
No.
You know,
Of the comprehensive?
When I was in the PM school, we usually beat everybody.
That was standard.
The only team that used to give us, Atlas Company, no, Atlas Company used to give us a hard time because here, all the guys were Atlas Company from Five Islands. So when I played for PM, I was the only person on PM that could back up Five Islands, and they would give me a real hard time. Cedric Joseph, Richie Richardson, Wilton Joseph. Oh man, they used to terrorize me, but I was strong, and we usually came out on top.
But
I felt cooler was also playing for PM school. Yeah,
before you go any further, you said, what's the name of the gentleman that asked you where you're from?
Spencer.
Spencer asked you where you're from, and you said Five Islands. And because you said Five Islands, he just put you in the football program?
Yes, because prior to that, Five Islands had won like 5 years straight in the Premier League. No one could beat us. A couple of years we were unbeaten for the whole tournament. We had a wonderful team. At one time we had 7 or 8 players in the national team.
Wow.
In fact, I'm going to tell you a strange story that a lot of people don't know. And I don't talk a lot, right? But I was on the Antigua national team, and I didn't play for Five Islands a lot. I couldn't make Five Islands team. That team was so strong.
So how you get on the national team?
Because I played for the under-19 football team, and I was excellent in that.
Oh, okay.
We had to cross by the good coaches, Daniel Livingston and Brian Edwards. In fact, there was a day when we were practicing and we were doing free kicks. And I can remember I was that competent that he took me over to demonstrate to the senior team guys how to kick the ball. You know? So I was actually on the bench. In Five Islands, we used to call it the White Stone. There were 2 big boulders at the west of Five Islands field. And when you put out a game, they put you on the White Stone. So I used to have to sit in the White Stone. that gave me a lot of inspiration because I went and practiced by myself. I was in practice at night. In fact, there was one time when this guy from the village named Frenchie, everybody knows him, he used to take me running. We used to run from Five Islands to the airport and back because he told me, if you're fit enough, nobody can handle you.
Hold a second. You say run from Five Islands to the airport. I don't want the airport to go run away.
No, airport up there. Run around the park, we had to run back to Five Islands. We had to do that. In the day, our team won because we were extremely fit. And if you're fit enough, you don't have to think about fitness. You play free because all in his brains.
Well, now that you mentioned that, I remember we had Evie Richardson sitting there, and Evie said, one of the biggest training he did was running, and he said, when he started to train or practice, the coach had him doing a lot of running, and he questioned, why am I running? Danny. Okay, and Danny explained to him three-quarters of the time you're going to be running without the ball.
Yes.
So it keep you fit, and so we see that same synergy in the
well, a lot of people don't know that you play a game and you play for 90 minutes, but maybe you have 0.5%. You touch the ball very, very rarely.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to make every touch extremely efficient. So you have to be fit and be in the right place so you can control the game. But seriously, he was quite right. And you mentioned Daniel Livingston. Let me tell you something. That's one of my mentors. He taught me a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Not only by talking to me, but just watching him. I learned a lot about the game and the way I played the game.
All right. I want to take you back a bit now, because now that you have laid the foundation from Five Islands, just take us back a bit, what it was like for you as a youngster growing up in that community of Five Islands.
Five Islands, at that time, was separated in like 3 separate parts of the village. We had East Village, Middle Street, and Bottom Village.
Wait. That little village has so much as a section?
At that time, Five Islands had
20?
About 60-something houses. And maybe 100 or something people or less down there.
And you are separated?
Yes, and it was fierce. Bottom Village, East Village people.
Yeah, Bottom Village, East Village.
Yeah, because the Richardsons and my family and a lot of other Browns and so on lived on the East Road. So we should tell the people from the West, these can hit us first, so we're riser. And and it was very competitive, right? In fact, it was so competitive, right, that we used to play grudge matches in the village, right? And one of my uncle, Casimir Joseph, he got a broken leg in a game because it was so competitive. between the village, and after the game there might be a big fight. Even
A big
because
fight, Elvis?
yes, because nobody wants to concede victory, and we played tough and trained, and it was like that, very competitive.
Not a monotonous question, but why are you also import players from
No.
Empire?
No.
Where I got all them players from?
No. We have just a core of players. Really and truly, we found only in the history I know, we had about 4 players from outside who actually played for us. I can name them few. It was Manners, who used to keep for us for a while. I don't
Man's
know.
overs, right?
Rovers guy. Manners, Joe Christian played for us, right? Nada played for us. He's from, I don't think he ever played much for Empire.
Okay.
And Carlos.
Okay.
And the Carlos, yeah.
Carlos came out with the national youth team, but couldn't get in with Empire, and they didn't, I don't know, they didn't take him too much in Empire for some reason.
Okay.
He was a kind of cute kind of guy, like neat and not the kind of ghetto kind of guy.
Not a rough guy.
Very rough.
He wasn't a
So
ruffian.
he came down by 5 and welcomed him and he played for us. But in fact, he'll come off the under 19 football team before I joined the under 19 football team, so I kind of replaced him in the midfield and defense.
Okay.
But he was a fantastic player, right? And they were with 5 rounds a few years on the run.
Okay.
All right? But until growing up in the village was fast, furious, competitive. In fact, I'm from East Village, but I spend most of my time in Baton Village. You know why I spend most of my time in Baton Village? The Joseph family, Cedric, we don't call Coral, Cedric Joseph and his brothers, they used to go to, they had a lot of animals and so on. And for me, I wanted to go with them so I could get fit and run around with them, because in these villages I don't get to do anything. So I was a little chubby and so I used to go down there and try to get. That's why I couldn't make the football team in 5 rounds early, because I was a little heavy at the time. Those guys were running around, so I got for Richardson, who was, one of the fittest guys I ever
Super fit.
right? And he was fit because he had a lot of animals and he had to chase them down and they had a lot of stuff.
Oh, so you wanted to chase on the animals to improve your
Yeah,
too?
of course. I wanted to get like them because I couldn't make 5 rounds team as a young fella. I was in the bottom, I was in the judge at the bottom. But I took that as an opportunity to train, and I got better and better. I listened a lot. I watched people do stuff. In fact, Melvin Richards, when I came to town and watched him play football for the first time, I used to just watch him to see his dynamic, his mechanics, how he play, how he move. And I learned to kick the ball because I understand kicking the ball properly means you have to do it properly. You have to make it a habit of kicking the ball properly. So that when you kick the ball, you don't think about it, you just do it naturally.
Right.
And there's certain things that need to happen. In our ball game, in cricket, your knee must be over the ball when you're kicking it. Your head mustn't move too much. And there's certain things you need to tighten the muscles at a point of impact if you want to get a good strike. And there are a lot of things you have to do. And I used to watch all the things that I learned. I really could kick the ball real well. A lot of people were surprised.
East Road, that the village.
East Road.
piece of wood, it's like
and then we down in the on the under 19, and they would actually lead most of the discussion about football.
Yeah,
Right?
sorry.
So that's where we got our camaraderie and all that. And when we used to go to play, right? We used to walk with our bus to go, we used to get a bus, and the bus would take us to the ground, all the community people, and we go. Right?
supporters, the fans.
Supporters, yeah. I just think I need to mention this because we got our first break, Five Islands got our first break when we beat Superstars in location ground. Real Martin scored a spectacular goal, and from that day, we never looked back until when, you know, the guys got older and we didn't smart. We didn't have to replace us, so, you know.
That's what the striker. Glenn was a good striker,
Yes,
man.
Real Martin scored a fantastic goal against Willie. And, I mean, Willie's a hard man to beat. But if you get him on a surprise, that, you know, you can beat him. Yeah, so, you want to know about the village?
We're gonna dig into the village. We're digging into the village. We have a couple of minutes to go. So, you know, as you said, you had the three sections, if you want to call it that. But for you, as a youngster, you went to Five Islands School.
No, I went to Foundation Mix, Tadway and Miss Davis School, but I went to Foundation Mix.
Foundation.
I went to Miss Davis, same place.
I know the same place. Tell me, what it is? Physiologically, what's the difference?
Yeah, I was giving a joke about that the other day. I was giving a joke about that. I went to high school place the other day, a couple weeks ago. I saw two youngsters in the uniform. So I was schooling with you. Said, Foundation Mix. But that's the Miss Davis School? That's what I said to the youngster. He said, it's fun, no, I used to go to the same school, but we used to call it Miss Davis School, but in the same school. So I know the fun with them, you know?
Let me be honest, I only say Foundation Mix because I like to provoke people. I just say, wait, he's so sorry.
Oh, okay.
Really, truly, I always call it Miss Davis School.
Miss Davis School, okay.
I had fun memories at that school, man. I played my first competitive cricket game as 14 from that school. Myself, Davison, Charles, Max, brother.
You had cricket in that school?
Yeah, we played cricket. We played in a school competition. We weren't in it, but we had good players. We were in All Saints, and we played against All Saints up at East Bus Station. They beat us because they had some really fast bowlers that time that we couldn't win. And you know, those days, All Saints and Sweets had some really good fast bowlers. We really couldn't handle them, so they beat us. And you know, but we were up to the challenge. We were glad for the competition. You know, I think I'm not sure if Davison Charles might have been the best batsman for us that time, but he was pretty good himself. You know.
I was giving some elegant joke about Elvis and all. Little memories. My first match, company match with Davis School, you know. But guess what? I'm already got to play. I used to hear them talking about them play against this team and that team and my rising sun and so on. I just tell me, country boy, you can't play, you have to go home and catch a bus. so this day, old John, school done early. So I went over to give me the bowling. Can't call out nobody. So country boy, you can bowl. Oh, I'm sorry, man, plenty. Down there, I don't want every week. I say, my mom catch my bus. And then with the seasons, you know what I mean, John? So I said, mentioned that I played first match, couple of matches at the school too. You know, so Hey, small boys, huh? That kind of thing.
Margaret Roses, good afternoon. Where's the final?
I see the target. See that you know my advice on your
Police ground. The final. Bad news is in Charlie JB. Bad news. Japan is in cricket. The community. This is the community is
after Viv Richards brought a team from Somerset. When he was in Somerset, he brought a team to play football. A lot of guys went to recreation ground, we watched the game, and a lot of people who would not see things, learn and understood the game. Recently they've been saying, take players and send them away. I don't think that works. Because nobody knows which little youngster is going to be a star. We can look at people and say, he looks good. They send him away and we don't know, but if you give everybody an opportunity, if a team comes trying to work.
So you're saying, if they, I think Taddy alluded to that some
Yes,
time ago.
if you bring teams here and let our guys see them, see stuff, then the little small boy from Grace from the old house there, who would have never, might be the next Viv Richards. But we lost them because they exposed. A few affluent people in Antigua who have means might send their son or stuff away. But that doesn't mean that they're going to develop. No.
John, see, they support it. Yeah,
Thank you.
play games, expose to that.
More exposure.
And that's what I believe in, John. I've been saying that, John, you didn't say that for a long time now on the show. Get a calming team on.
Petition, they said we're breaking. It's solved now? Okay, thanks. All right. So sorry about that, guys. We should be. Guys, give us a thumbs up if everything is coming through clearly now. Thanks. Yeah, sorry about that, Teddy.
No, I've been mentioning that what Elvis said. I will say it, Teddy, like you said. I believe in bringing a team here. More, instead of taking those 16, 18 guys, 48, 60, 70 something guys have a chance to play against them and get to see them too.
Right.
And then, can I tell you something, John? I learned what that like Elvis said. When they go to go and they watch some guys and say they're test cricketers and they know your skills, they say, but he is so good after all. And when you're trying to play against them, John, you are the worst. You're not especially about them, John.
Right.
So you get a kind of moral boost. So when you say you bring teams
I can tell you two stories. After I finished my cricketing career and so on, I was flying as a pilot. I used to play for, we have a Leah cricket team, which took Taddy out there to New Zealand to have the time of his life. All right? We took him there as a coach. I was going to tell them to make Taddy the coach of the league.
And bring him, okay.
Because I was repaying him taking me to New York.
Oh, okay.
John, you had a shot?
We had a fantastic time over there, okay? It was strange, but we had a fantastic time, okay? But people do stuff, right? Like, okay, when we were over there playing, we had an organization, all right? And there are people who were supposed to run the tournament and people who were supposed to play. There are players and people who would organize.
Right.
And we had a statement once where the organizer of the tournament, our people, were saying that, you know, we raised a lot of money to go over there. We had the money in our kitty. But players were there saying, we're short on cash, and they hold on to the money and saying, you know, we have to save the money for this and save the money for that. I intervened. I'm sure he was in the meeting. Remember the meeting we had? I intervened and told him, look, we're all here to have fun. Let's share the money up and give all the guys a little change. Everybody can be happy. Yeah, and we had real fun. It was a lovely tournament.
So Taddy had the time of his life.
New Zealand.
All right. You never come here and tell us about it. You never come here and tell us about it. First time I hear about this one.
All we remember about that, we went to the last night we had the dinner and all that, and some guys asked where from. I said, from Ontario. When Jamaica is that? Yes. so Ontario. So one of the guys, small guy, said, oh, you're from Vivich's country? So I said, no. He's from same country like us. That live from his country. So we go with a John, vividly, you know.
Now, you are PMS alumni. You've gone to the Princess Margaret School. You shared briefly, but just run through that experience. As you said, you were in the Princess Margaret School, but you never got to play until you were in fifth form.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was banned from playing cricket in PM school until I was in fifth form. When Mark Charles and...
Was Mark Manuel?
No. He said gave my first opportunity.
Mark, give a chance.
Well, they got me to play cricket, yes. I had to play football. I was forced to play football all the time when I was in school because I'm from Fairbanks. And as I told you, we ran a lot.
Right.
Kuna Rodney was on our team, and we just dominated football, Princess Margaret School. During that same period of time, there was a youngster down in Point who was developing, and he's a mentor of mine, even though we developed together, okay? I heard about him. I used to go peep to the friends of PM school to see him practice, right? And when I saw him, I told myself, he's not really better than me. I went to him and trained. His name is Everton Gonzalez, right? He was a fantastic player, kicked the ball sweet. And I went to him and I practiced on him time and I worked hard. And when I came up to town and we started with each other, he realized I was on par with him. And we developed a great friendship. And we're still friends up to now. Played in many tournaments all over we travel a lot.
So far, Taddy, one of the things that has really jumped out at me in speaking to Captain Elvis is that he took a lot of pride in developing himself. From the universities, whether he was picked, not picked, whether he didn't get to play. But he took that opportunity not to complain and to moan, but to tell himself, hey, I can be better. And as you said, he did the comparison not to pull down, but to pull himself up. And I think that is very important for our younger generation to understand. You know, a lot of time we see competition as pulling down somebody, but competition really should be to elevate yourself, you know. And I think Captain Elvis, as you like to call him, has really so far has really made that. That's what I'm really picking up.
Well, John, the thing about sports, John, right? You all want to improve. See if you see somebody doing something good, why not? Hey, don't feel bad about yourself. Feel he much better than you. Work hard until you give him a try. Elevate again. Say, come here, become just as good, a little better.
Even better, right.
And that's what I about. I always tell my guys, you want to be better than the other guys from the other country if you want to be in the team. Because if you rely on the selectors like to pick their own guys first. But if I would shine them, John, hey, he might find himself on the team. And that's the thing what Elvis, I can tell you what Elvis was, the man work hard in his game. And John, see you go on so nice now. When you're in the field, you're very tough, you're hard when you play as a John. Yeah. I tell you, man, very hard in his guys.
Well,
John, you made me vivid shots.
Yes, I'm like that. I don't play for a joke. If I'm playing, I'm going to play because...
Put your all in it.
Yes, because you could get hurt and so on, but if you know, you could get hurt. If you're going to play the game. Play the game to win. I don't fool around with playing the game. But we've been jumping back and forth, right? I had actually 2 sporting careers and a piloting career. They're joined in many ways, intertwined, and for a while in my life I was confused because I didn't know which way to go, right? So I would just like to just spend a little time and talk about them, right?
It's your show now.
I started, well, I was on the Antigua national team first, I think, back in 1978 against, everybody knows I'm old now. In 1978, I think, we played against St. Vincent in the Ocean Ground. I was a sub, myself and Batal Gonzalez. I think I did this 1-0. My partner, David Warner, made a mistake in the last 5 minutes and they scored and they beat us.
And we were 2.
2, right. And, you know, because I said that, but you know, I think Tony was the one who made a wrong turn and they beat us 1-0. But they were a better team than us at the time. They were well organized and St. Vincent was a strong team in the Caribbean at that time.
Okay.
After that, I went and played on the cricket. I played with the under-19 cricket team with Guy as a coach. The first year I played, Guy was a coach and Richardson was the captain. We played in Guyana. And we did fairly well in the tournament. We didn't win. But there were a lot of...
That's the Leeward Islands on the 19th?
Leeward Islands on the 19th, yeah.
Okay.
We played trials in St. Kitts. And we went to... And that was another thing that changed my life because here what happened. I went to St. Kitts to play trials, to come back to Antigua, to go to Guyana to play in the tournament. I was signed up to the A-levels. And I missed my exams because I went to cricket in Guyana. So I never did my A-level exams up to now, and I have never done them.
Wow.
Right? But we went there to play the tournament. We did pretty well. But unfortunately, by that situation, I'm going to refer to it again later, that I played against, and we, Richardson and all of us, played against people like Clayton Lambert and so on.
Okay.
Right? We come back to Antigua. Richardson made West Indies team, I think that year, 83 November.
Yeah,
First year. 83 November, right?
First 2
We came back to Antigua. I can't make Antigua team. In fact, I can't make a team. Clayton Lambert is playing with Guyana against Leeward Islands. That feels wrong to me. It feels wrong. I'm saying, those guys, we dominated them.
Right.
In fact, the game was controversial against them because the game was drawn eventually, but they had steal a single, the score steal a single, and Guy Yard had to fight with them for hours to sort it out. And he did a wonderful job because the guy put an extra run. So Guyana couldn't win the game.
How long can come for go on, man?
Yeah, that was unfortunate. And he did a whole lot of things, right? But when I came back from that tournament, the next year we played under 19 again. We went to St. Kitts trials, and I don't know how the system works, but we went over there, and I was there in the first team, a senior person, and they made Charlie, that was George Ferris, and Anthony Murray, captain for the 2 trial teams. So the game started, and these 2 guys were never captains before, they didn't know what to do.
Charles, you know?
And Anthony Merrick.
Okay.
So I ended up captaining the team.
Oh, you take all the opinions up.
No, I captained both teams. I was having 50 for both teams.
Daddy, you take over the whole game.
I ended up second for both teams because they continue. Charlie wasn't here. Unfortunately, Guy left that year to go to Canada to live. And he left me stranded. In fact, he left me stranded. I'm still managing up to now because I think if he stayed back, things would have been different.
Okay.
Right? The manager of the team was Nick Versailles from St. Kitts. So I ended up being the captain of the under-19 Leeward Islands team for that tournament.
PM Power again.
But the tournament was, we had a fantastic team. George Ferris, Anthony Merrick, Ryan Hendrickson from St. Kitts, fast bowler. What's his name? Lewis, the left arm fast bowler, Lewis. What's his name? I have his name somewhere here. Let me see. I think I wrote it down. Foster.
Oh, from Sweets. Yeah,
Right? Mark Bowles, fantastic batsman. I had a couple guys from St. Kitts. You had Keith Arderton.
Yeah. Okay.
We had a fantastic team. All right? But I had no senior versus Dave from St. Kitts, God bless his soul. He didn't understand the game, and the game had rules. That if you make certain ones in the first innings and you do this, and there are a lot of rules, and this little boy had to do all that. But I had to manage the team.
No. That's nonsense, little boy. I want to tutor the guy.
Well, I struggled with a lot of the stuff, right? I had to work, I had to do a lot of stuff.
A lot of responsibility.
Yeah, and manage the team.
So I must give Guy credit for tutoring him.
Well, yeah, Guy did well, but if he was there, I think we would have been better because I will give you the first game we played was against Jamaica. That was a game when George Ferris knocked down the captain for Jamaica. He started to cry, right?
Hey, George, look, long time when you see you come in, you have to come in and explain this to me, buddy, guys.
Well, he didn't cry then. What happened? He cried when the guy came back into bat. And I said, George, right arm over. Because as soon as he came back, I called back George. I wasn't going to give Anthony Merrick. I was giving back George because what happened? I can't go with the Anthony Merrick was... Yeah, I got to take it somewhere. That. He couldn't see George. He couldn't see George. He wasn't seeing it. When he was shot, he didn't see it. He got knocked down on George. He started playing. And in that game too, we had a lot of stuff that I really couldn't handle for myself because there was a point in the game where, in my opinion, the umpire was cheating. All right? The umpire was cheating. And the umpire was a well-known West Indies umpire. I will not call him name. Okay? And I had to do something. I told the manager that I didn't know what to do. So I did something which I thought was a good thing, and they really came on me hard in the management team.
What you did?
I called George Ferris and Anthony Merrick and I told them, come to mid-off and mid-off. What happened? I was bowling for the whole morning, and I had about 20 overs. I got 4 for something. And he started calling me no ball on my 21st over. So I said, George, field the mid-off. Merrick, 2 senior men in the team, field the mid-on. And I went up, and I delivered, and I didn't deliver the ball, I hold the ball. He called no ball. So I said, umpire, can you show me how this is a no ball? After a signal dead ball, and everybody was mad at me. It wasn't a no ball, it was a legal ball. And all the management team for the, well, only one guy sided me, was this guy from Tobago, who was the manager of the Trinidad team. He said, you could have reported it, but who were you against a West Indies umpire? All right?
Cricket and its laws and rules.
And then in that same game, I subbed one of my players. You ever heard about that in cricket?
Sub.
Yes.
Well, if you drive a man out of the field.
Well, but just go for say, really like a Vivi, because Vivi drive man off a field.
Well,
that was back in '83. I subbed a guy. We had a strategy. It was going to be me from one end. I had about 20 something overs. Ferris and Anthony Merrick and Lewis and Hendricks didn't get his chance to bowl. So I bowled the 3 of them already, and I went back to Ferris because I thought I would get something.
Right.
I just don't go with I go with what I'm seeing, okay? Henderson comes up to me and tells me, Cap, what happened? Me can't bowl too? He was a fast bowler. So I say, you can get your chance, but I needed to keep this tight because we're trying to restrict the scoring, force them out so we could get them back in because they beat us in first inning. So we had to try and win the game.
Had to try to push one outright win.
Right. So I tell them, go back and field, but let me tell you something. if you don't keep this run or don't feel it properly, you're going to be in trouble. 2 balls went on to long leg, he was a long leg, and they went to him for 4, right? So I tell him, Hendrickson, come up. You both at that end. I gave him the ball. And the first 2 overs, he went for quite a few runs. So I told him, you can't feel, and you can't hold on the runs. What do you see it to be? So I sent him off.
I will be protege this year, boy.
No, I sent him off, right? That game too was interesting because the game was delicately poised at the end of the game, right? We had 20 overs and 30 minutes to make 100 and high. The Jamaicans say, I can't make that. So I said, what do you mean? They say, let's call out the game. So I sit down and I spoke with Merrick and Ferris, and I said, look, guys, I'm going to change the batting order. I'm going to send Mark and Lewis, and I'm going to change the batting order. I'm going to go after that runs. After the time was passing, we gone 5 overs into the 20 overs. We were 100 and something. They are people for bad light.
wait. Who people bad light?
Them are people for bad light.
The feeling team.
Yes, Jamaica. My boys put on a cut ass on them, right? Mark, balls turned crazy on them. Balls flying to the fence. And they appeal for bad light. And they granted them.
Cricket, lovely cricket. That's all we can say. Bad news, we hope the audio is much better.
If Guy was there, that would never happen.
Right.
But, you know, the Trinidad manager told me he was impressed because he can't be a youngster stand up to everybody and tell them, I am going to chase that runs. I told him I have a responsibility to the Leeward Islands and Antigua to chase that runs. And they end up happy for bad light.
Yeah.
John,
There's always more to hear.
In the past, when all people like, you know.
I know that. So I'm surprised now to hear a fielding team,
Yeah.
a fielding for light. Well,
Yeah.
as you say, Mark Bowser hitting the ball so hard, they couldn't see it coming at them.
Yeah,
So
well,
they had to
the feel is in
It's a
there.
little scary for you because you hit the ball real hard. There was another scenario in that tournament. You see, I told you if Guy was there, you know, we were playing against Barbados in a field in South Trinidad named Frederick Park. It's kind of slow. So we got to the field, we were warming up and so on, and Anthony Miller come up to me and tell me, yep, I will bowl up the hill. So I say, I'll work it out, don't worry. Me not bowl up the hill now. I say, make me think man bowl up the hill. So he tell me. So I said, no man, Anthony, behave yourself, don't do that. He tell me he not bowling up the hill. You know what I did? I set the field, put the ball on my umpire and said, umpire, Anthony Merck, right arm over. He bowled, eventually. He got 5 for 35. The afternoon come by my room and said, yeah, you really know what you're doing? The reason was that his action, I thought his action coming up the hill would deceive people, right? And we could have won that game because I had a strategy and I set it up and Mark Bowers let me down, but
Your partner, Mark.
Mark Bowers, yeah.
Your partner, Mark.
The other guy,
You pay money, right?
the other guy named
Hey, Elvis, one for you. pay, man.
a peer man.
Okay.
But
Oh, you know, you don't get man when you bang the ball all over the park, eh?
no, let me just say it's his fault. It's my fault. Because what happened, there's a guy from Barbados, he's the best batsman, named Raymond Denny. I played against him the year before. He likes to cut. Okay? So I tell Mark, I'm going to put 2 gullies. Which one you want to be? He said, I want to be the outer one. Right? So I said, okay, Anthony Merrick, just give him the ball shot. You're going to cut. So I said, Mark, you got to hold on to this now. Right? And the guy ended up with 50 something, but he cut. It went to Mark and he dropped it. But I normally be the outside gully. But I gave him the opportunity. It was my fault. I should have taken it because I would have taken that catch. I know it because I know
You were
I had-
determined.
Yes.
That couldn't come out of
It
your
was a good feeling.
Oh,
It was a good feeling, too.
Yeah, but she never.
One time I was
But the sister that you went try tonight.
Villa. It was combined schools against Liberty one team. There's a boy named Scotty, used to be an opening back, just play for Falmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Toss outside the half stump and he slashed a cut at it. I slant
Ian
cut.
Scott.
Ian Scott.
Scott.
And I don't know, I caught the ball in gully, right? But when I look over my shoulder, Baptiste and Whitson and all them were on their back and with their hands over their head. Like, I caught the ball, but I don't remember what happened.
Bar stick.
That's the most important thing.
Stick or saved my life.
Oh, you were taking evasive action?
No, I caught it, but I caught it in front.
Uh-huh.
Like, in front. But all them on the ground, like, with the head, the ball flew off that bat, a full blast now. And first was laughing after that. Eh?
It's Ian Scott. You told me so.
He
Ian
used to
Scott.
square drive and square cut hard.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm thankful that God made me catch that ball because I might have missed, because that was crazy.
I know we jump in and that's how we do it around here. I want to go back. You had said you had gone on the Parish League tour with Taddy, right?
Yeah,
1983.
1983. That's when
Almost
you,
40 years.
yeah.
that's when you came back from the under 19.
I was all over. I came back from Trinidad, I think, that time. I think we had come back, we played the tournament in Trinidad with them boys. It is a Trinidad Ghana, one of them. And I came back, and he took me because we had done well, and I went and played for St. John's after I came back.
Oh, Taddy buy you out.
No, Taddy was a Rising Sun.
Rising Sun. Oh,
Commercial,
okay,
Michael
commercial. Oh, okay.
In
okay.
fact, I played a few years for St. John's, and the first year I played, we won both cups.
So Taddy, what motivated you to bring him along?
Was I tell you, like young talent? When I like young talent around me. I don't care which team they play for, which other team.
It's not his fault I didn't make it in cricket because I was confused. I was good at football and I was good at cricket. So I made a choice which I felt was easier for me. And two, let me tell you something. I made up my mind that I saw certain things. I told you already that I came back from Guyana and Clayton Lambert was on Guyana team and I can't make Antigua team. That to me was a disappointment. The next year I came back and the opening bat for the team was from Montserrat, in the under 19 team. He played for Montserrat against Antigua, and I'm 12 man for Antigua.
Well,
Antigua better players than them.
Elvis, let me ask you a question. You say you couldn't make Antigua team. Maybe the players at that time in Antigua team were just superlative.
No, they were not superlative, they were a lot older. It was, you want me to call the team for you?
What's her name? Why is her name?
Not that
I know.
they were good.
Yeah, I know.
And I am of the opinion that you have to be the best to get to be the best.
Right.
I think I should have, if I was showing that I'm better than them and got a game, I have no problem with that.
That's the point.
Right? I have no problem because that propagates excellence. If you can beat the best, look, in the African jungle, the lion come and beat the big lion, he come beat the big boss and get all the nice things. If you could be the best, but the team we had could have beat anybody in the Wood Islands, whether I didn't play or I'd played. In fact, even though I was 12 man, I played for all the games. And this is where I met Van Sim. I played all the games. I felt I was in the field for all the games. I was just,
I was a brilliant fielder, but I must say one thing, Evie. Why you didn't tell you yet now? I get no free pass. Say, Daddy was Antigua cricket, your uncle Antigua cricket, no free pass in the family business now. You have earned it.
You have earned it.
Yes,
yeah. But, the team was a strong team. Gene Gould was in that team. Right, Gene Gould, Enoch Lewis. Cannon was just the leg spinner.
You spoke about Archibald.
Archibald was the off spinner, and he was making runs at the time. I couldn't really make the team, but they could have said, give a young man a chance in one of the games, but they never even give me a chance.
Never give you a look in.
I look in the game, but and then so after that year, I stopped playing cricket for a little bit and was playing football.
All right. Warrell Richardson is saying, big up Elvis, good to see you.
Hey, two of them on the same front line, same road, neighbors.
East Village, East Side, yes.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you something about Richardson. Himself, all the brothers, fantastic people. One I was playing a better at East Bus Station. Mark was playing.
Mark?
Yes.
Which team that?
We had them on the run to beat them, okay? And they were holding out. So me and Cannon, Lee and Steve was bowling. That season, he got 45 wickets, I got 30 something. Same time we played Charles. So why come across? Elvis, what's wrong with you? And that's what we coach you. You see a ball too good? Get him on a full toss. Ask Mark what happened. Mark is right.
Mark jumped the catch?
No, he took it. Square leg.
Mark took the
I
catch.
think either Swingy or one of the other guys.
Mark took the catch.
Taddy the ball sticking in. No,
No.
ball sticking in. All right.
Okay, John, I believe that, John. I believe that, John.
We won the game. Well, let's pass and see. But ask him, what are you doing? And he said, what I think he told me, look, sometimes, right, you have to change. You have to spend some money to make some money. Give him a full toss. Yeah, big, and he was gone to square leg. We won the game.
And what could happen? Mark took the catch.
Hey, George, you're in the house. Good afternoon, Sir Taddy, John Mark, and Skipper Elvis. And okay, yes, George Ferris in the house. George, I mean, I don't know if you have 2 minutes you can call in, man, because, you know, Elvis just give a story. They say you're crying on the field. I don't know what. And Cleve Joseph is here now saying good afternoon, John, Taddy, and Elvis. So we have a good session here, but we're going to take a little break, guys, and then we're going to come back and continue on this discussion here. So, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, we want to recommend, highlight our platinum sponsor, ACB Caribbean, Simply Smarter Banking. 44 years with the Parish League circuit, and for that we are eternally grateful for all of their contribution. And so for all of your banking and financial need, it has to be ACB Caribbean. Plumbing Electrical Limited, PEL. When you drive across that road connecting Potters and Herberts, you'll see this big, I think it's purple, you'll see PEL. That stands for Plumbing Electrical Limited. With a wide assortment of plumbing and electrical fittings, whether you want to buy them wholesale or retail, just go in there and tell Ahmad and his team, hey, I heard this on the Talking Parish League show, and you can bet your bottom dollar you're going to get something special right there at PEL Plumbing Electrical Limited, bordering the Potters and Herberts community. Zen Body and Skincare, enhancing your natural beauty. Distributor of Black Girl Sunscreen, made by women of color for people of color. A sunscreen for everyday use. Zen Body and Skincare. They're located at Ways Estate, east of Pickett's, north of the Social Security Housing Project. Telephone 779-4846. Blue Mountain Water. The most refreshing and thirst-quenching water on the island has to be Blue Mountain Water, and that's distributed by mega distributors there on the American Road. Pine Hill Juice, with a variety of flavors and sizes, providing the most exotic taste. Pine Hill Juice, distributed by Hutchinson Wholesale, and they're located there on the Sydney Walling Highway. And Cool and Smooth, for all of your sporting accessories, whatever you need. All these sports are starting up: football, cricket, basketball. So just jump into Cool and Smooth, and they can get your team well uniformed there. Alrighty, covered everybody here. Yep. So we're back now.
I just want to find a song for Elvis quickly. All right, Davidson's better than Mark.
General talent, maybe. I think so. And smarter, yes. He was intelligent. Davidson Charles.
I know the part. I thought with the cricket. I know the part.
He's a talented sportsman. He could play all the sport. He's talented.
And they played at the basketball.
I think they both trained a lot together when they were young, because the two boys in the same house. They grew
I know Davidson played at the basketball with my brother at Academy.
Yeah. Davidson was look, let me tell you something, Taddy. If you're a ball man, you're a ball man. Elvis Roberts, Everton with the same.
Elvis Roberts that?
Earl Waldron. Hold on. Earl Waldron. Ralston Otto. Viv Richards. Richie Richardson.
Mervyn.
We all play football and cricket. If you understand the principle of a ball, you can play the game, because the ball behaves the same way. You know? I'm gonna give you a story that I don't know. I'm gonna be controversial. I used to hear them say Viv Richards hit across the line. I was watching him today on video. I never thought
you're watching the video today?
No, I was watching it because I want to confirm for myself.
Wait, after all the years you want to confirm?
No, because he got his right leg, his left leg so far across, he was never hitting across the line.
Okay. I see that for sure.
Yes, and why they keep, I used to say it on the TV all the time, they don't understand. The thing is, get your foot over, keep your head still, you're not playing across the line.
All right.
But people used to say that. That's my point.
It doesn't know the stuff hitting across the line, you know.
We have Coach Abdel Hughes in the house. Good afternoon, Coach Hughes. And who we have here? Everton Davis is saying, save the date, Empire 60. Okay, so he just highlighting the the 60th celebration is going to be July 31st, August 7th. So definitely, I'm sure we'll be speaking a little bit more about that as the time draws closer. I want to take you back into the community again, because to make the team, you'd have had to do some performance locally in the local competition. Just take us back, whether it was during your school days or in the community of Five Island, how those experiences propelled you to the setup.
Just to give you, put it in perspective and to let people know something about me. I was born in 1963, right? I played for Antigua in 1978. I was on the team in 1978, so I guess you say I was
Pretty young for that.
15.
yeah.
You were with the national team?
I was on the bench.
Wait, that's still make the team?
Yeah, but I came because Vera and them and Donnie them saw me with the national youth team practicing, and they brought me over and they put us as honorary members on the bench, me and Everton Gonzalez, bring us into the national team later. We played against St. Vincent. So they saw some talent, right? And they developed it. I went on my first overseas tour with Donnie them. We went to New Jersey to play. And I know Everton are going to agree with me, right? He scored a goal. We scored one goal in the tournament. He scored it.
Everything Gonzalez?
Yeah. He scored it. But again, it was for me.
No pass.
No, I took the ball and I beat almost the whole field go down. And when I reached down to the goal, that I could hear Donnie running on the byline and coming down. Give it to Batao, give it to Batao. You know why? There were people here to watch Batao for scholarships to the States. They came here to watch him. So if he scored, so I laid off.
You think you could have put that to the back of the net?
Of course. Again,
Taddy talking a lot of confidence though.
That's a good body feed off me now. In what year it was? I don't remember. We played against against a team from Switzerland named FC Lucerne, I think the team was. They came here to play in Antigua. And that was a special time for me because I was, informed, or I don't know, I was feeling it. I was feeling the game. I was seeing the game was slow. The game was slow. I saw everything. I was seeing stuff. And the national team was playing against that team on the Sunday, okay? On the Saturday, they played against the B team. So we were warming up and so on up at grammar school, top field. I walked down to vacation ground with the guys and so on to look at the field for the game tomorrow. When I walked into vacation ground, I started crying. You know why I was crying? I've never seen vacation ground look so beautiful in my life yet. The net was pulled back. For the first team against the B team, they don't need the B team 4-0.
Yeah.
I went home the night, right? And I stayed up all night. Came back the next day. And I put a licking on them people, right? I scored a free kick from about 45 yards. Beat the keeper in his corner, right? Couple of people saying it's a fluke. Couple of months later, against Dominic, I think. I damaged my foot. See this hole right here? I injured my foot. Same free kick, same spot, hit the post, and Battle touched it in.
Battle was in the spot.
Yeah.
To help you out.
Look, that's the thing. He's supposed to be on the spot. I went to school in Trinidad, if you all don't know. I went to school in Trinidad. Air traffic control. Did wonderful down there. Made Antigua proud. I came first in the class down there. And while I was there, I played some football. I never played any cricket. I played for a professional team down there, Motown ECM, in the Trinidad League. So
What's the name of that team?
Motown ECM.
Okay.
They used to play up long circle. I played for a team down there. Right? But when I was there, why I'm going to tell you this story, while I was there, Antigua played St. Kitts vacation ground. And a guy named Pepe. I listened to it on the radio, and I'm emotional. I was crying. The guys there with me were going, what's going on? Pepe nearly killed Antigua. And he gave us a 1-0. I came back the next year and went to St. Kitts. By the end of the first half, we had them 4-0.
Any stones out of the show yet?
Well, they didn't throw no stone, but they were getting nasty. But I think our trump card that day, even though Everton battles, I think he scored the 4 goals. It was Beverly Turville, Shawnee Turville.
Yeah.
He surprised them. And that's one of my buddies. He surprised them because he was fast and they never saw anybody.
Tell the man, Sean, a free-tone man.
Yes. He was fast and he tailed on that wing and they couldn't understand what was going on. We had him 4-0. But also significant about that is that if you're playing a tournament, right, with some teams, you don't see the teams. How can we play on the first day against St. Kitts? The 2 top teams are playing on the first day. So they mean one of the top teams mustn't be the champion.
They say it was an organized.
It's Leeward Dance tournament. They did it more than once. I didn't play for Antigua that year. Pepe beat us. St. Kitts beat us. The other time that I remember we lost the Leeward Dance tournament was when we went to Montserrat. And for some unforeseen, I don't know what the reason was, but I got a red card.
I mean another reason.
You bad play somebody, man.
You throw a bad tackle.
Yeah, well, you bad play somebody.
I got a, okay, they put us to play against St. Kitts in the first game. All right? And they got a free kick. And me and the defender was jostling for position. And the referee gave both of us a yellow card. Okay? Then 10 minutes down the road, they got another free kick. And we got a free kick. And I was in front of the wall trying to, distract them so that all guys can get a good shot. He gave me another yellow card and drive me on the field. Okay? No problem. But Antigua didn't win the game and we lost the tournament again. Twice I didn't play for Antigua and we lost the tournament.
Interesting.
So even though I might look the most flamboyant and fantastic player, I think I was significant to that team.
You inspired some fear in the
No,
opposition.
I think I don't know. I understood the game, right? I understood the game a lot. I know the game. I see the game. I remember one day we were playing against this team from Crusoe in the recreation ground. And I picked up the ball in defense and I moved across the field. And Daston Williams, the guy from Paro, he saw me and he knew what I was going to do. I was drifting right, but I was going to pass left. So he broke through the left of the field, come down the left flank, and then cut in. And he's just having his hand up to tell him, when he pull it down, I'm going to pass. So when I got across the field and he pulled his hand, I passed over the defense, and he was 1-1 with the keeper, but he didn't score. We did that frequently because we played another game in St. Martin, the same play. Mervyn Richards was there. He was a 5-runner to St. Martin. We beat them all the games. All right? Mervyn Richards was there on that tournament. And the same play, but most significant about this play is that the striker who was Wilton Joseph, maybe probably was Adolphus, they broke left, and either me or Evie, one of us, I don't remember, because was cutting across the field ball, and I could remember the scenario because the striker who was Wilton was saying, wait, he keeps saying wait, pass now, right? That was a goal.
That was precision.
That was
precision
5 balance.
playing.
That was 5 balance.
Cleve Joseph is saying Elvis, aka Keegan, real midfielder.
Yes. That
right.
was,
See, John.
God bless Fernando Abraham who gave me that name.
John. Cleveland 500 man. He's about 500 people.
So say all our clan, that's our
Yeah, clan man. No, that's
Yeah,
something.
Fernando Abraham gave me that name because when we used to practice, I was very persistent. I was dominating practice, like Kevin Keegan was in England at the time. He was a menace to everybody. So Fernando Abraham gave me that name.
But John, the thing about Elvis is driven to winning.
Yeah.
So he's not flamboyant, but when he's out there, it's about winning.
Yeah.
And he can put that extra 110% out there.
Let me
And
talk,
get the guys to play well too.
Right.
let me talk about 2 things that bother me about sports around the West Indies and the Caribbean and all this kind of stuff, right? In the West Indies and the Caribbean, we don't look at the product. We tend to be individual, like islands, island to island. When I played in a tournament in Trinidad, right, the under-19 tournament, I did fairly well. The captain, I was the best captain on the tour, I believe. All right? They were picking an under-19 West Indies team to go to England. And George Firth just reminded me about it. I got an emotion about it because Roger Harper didn't play in the tournament.
He did not play.
He did not play. The rules of the tournament was no player who didn't play
Is
Can be on the team.
eligible for selection.
My good friend, Courtney was, left where he was to come back to play 1 game. She could be eligible for the team. Right? I had an opportunity. I might have been the captain, either me or Sherman Prime. They made Roger Harper the captain.
Tell you how that could happen.
I don't know.
If you have a rule, law, whatever you call it, To play, you have to be eligible. To be eligible, you have to play. I mean,
Well, look, that doesn't want to happen in the team. So
We
there's
got,
breaking
that, we got that information because the Trinidad manager, Mr. Woody Clark, who was very impressed with our team, came to our dressing room and he told us all these things. I think we got 6 or 7 picks, Leeward Islands team, that went to England.
John, rules are made to be broken.
But that's that's
what is that, Taddy?
that's how our game go. And lately I've been watching the contemporary game. I don't watch the game because I'm confused when I see them play. I don't know what's going on. I don't.
John, wait, Elvis. What do you mean you understand what's going on?
Okay.
You're a student of the game, now you know that now.
When I was start the game, when I play the game, right? If a left arm orthodox fast bowler comes over the wicket, the slip and the keeper moves to the right. I don't see it happening in the game now. In trials in 1980 something, I played in the trials, right? I was for the extra cover, okay? And Jarvis, he drove 2 times. And I moved across, I was at extra cover, and I let it pass, and he got a single twice. So I went over and I told Gene, if you do that again, he out now. Gene said, what do you mean? He did it again, and I won him out. I could have picked up the first 2 balls. I didn't pick them up. I picked up the third one, and he was trying in the middle of the wicket. I just walked over and knocked out the stump. Western's cricket player now, you know what I do? Defer to the long half or the deep extra cover. The man shot is deferring the ball. You keep pressure on the batsman, you stop every single. Let him struggle to score once you get a wicket.
Elvis.
You wake up Taddy now, oh Lord.
That's John Game 2020 fly business. I didn't have sweep and all kind of stuff. Then I said cricket field now.
But even if you have a sweeper, you still have to.
No, they can't see singles and save
You don't
boundaries,
consider
John.
single.
That's what
The
happened now, John.
strategy is don't let the team look. You get wickets.
That's old days, not these days.
Okay, tell me how the game Western is in Antigua the other day. That 2 last man in the wicket, and you bowl in your second string bowlers. Tell me how Western is capped to put on second string bowlers. They score 101 partnership. Tell me, explain to me.
Let me ask you a question.
Explain to me.
I want to ask you a question.
Even if Mark Bowles was there, Mark Bowles
Not Mark.
Mark Charles could get one.
Not Mark. Anybody else has
The captain go and bowl spin and put on some. What?
Let me ask you a question.
Vivi just call him Mickey Mouse. Vivi call him Mickey Mouse spinners.
The boy can call him that. Mickey Mouse. Boy can call him Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, well, Vivi call him Mickey Mouse too.
But Elvis, see how like issue do you know? Can you say second string bowlers? But who the front string bowlers? Who the front line bowlers?
That's another story we can get into later. No, because we sit around and we watch these guys develop and we don't tell them the mistakes they're making. We don't say, hey, you can't bowl like that. You can't do this. Nobody corrects them. And then they get to this big stage where they're playing test cricket and they're flawed. It's not their fault. Nobody sees them. Let me tell you something. One year, George Kajua won. Got the most wickets in the first class. You remember that?
I'm John the ball, so sweetie
One
ball.
half. Now, sweetie ball, don't say that.
John, sweetie ball, the ball?
Well, okay, one after we were practicing. And guy noticed that when George was close to the wicket and he kept his hand high, the ball was doing some stuff in the air, coming out in the air, go after the wicket. And I used to feel like mid-off, and I'd say, George, keep your hand up, keep your hand up. And George bowled the whole of first class that year. George Kajua Wana. We just need to understand the game, and you can make things happen.
A question here for you,
From Cleve?
Elvis. No, this one is from Everton Davis. In which years did Elvis play in the ABFA, Premier Division? And for which team? Did he play against the 4-peat Empire side?
That was before your time, bro.
He said that was before, so no, he did not.
If he didn't play Kerr Shepherd and them kind of guys, then he didn't play with me. In fact, Kerr Shepherd gave my first cricket bat. In fact, you see, again, ball is ball. Kerr Shepherd was a fantastic cricketer.
Yep, body that, very good. That's my
He
keeper.
gave me my first cricket bat. Taught me how to talk. But the only thing, he didn't teach me that after the game, you know, them boys would do the little thing. I never did that. Never drank a day in my life. But you know, they used to do the little thing, dung down and them. But I used to play with I played with Empire.
I went
before.
with Dung Dung.
I haven't seen him for ages, but I used to play with Empire before I even played for combined schools. I have a strange.
Wait,
I'm
your daddy carried it?
No, my father was supposed to take me to you, but he tell me, I tell you had a fast bowler there. What the guy who was bowling fast field? From Barnes, you know one place. There was a guy who bowled.
Grant?
Grant. He tell me,
Hercules.
Hercules knock me down. So my father didn't take me.
You didn't take it in?
No, he didn't take
I know Taddy would have to give it a hard test.
Right? My father didn't take me. My father's a cricketer too, you know.
If
Right?
father don't take a cricket, I don't say,
Yeah.
well, uncle is
And
so.
unfortunately, the only time I saw him play was at 5 Islands and he get 1 ball.
Everton come back again. He said those were the Epilus Boast years. I guess those are when Epilus and Boaster
That
was
was after
playing.
my time. Epilus was, when I was playing football, Epilus was a young boy. His father was my coach.
Okay, so that would have been after Elvis' time there. Elvis, you speak about playing for 5 Islands. I was trying earlier to unearth some of these games that you would have played locally. Well, I see we're jumping all over. So
Yeah,
let's go to the cricket, because you would have made the cricket.
I played
team.
more football than cricket.
Yeah, but you played for Antigua, so you would have had to play some.
I'm going to tell you again, I was on the team for 1 year. I was so disappointed in the whole overall scenario that I decided to go into football after.
Okay.
As I told you, I played under 19 for 2 years. I was 18 and 19. I played captain 1 year and I played 1 year. Okay, performed pretty well. Came back here. I can call some names. Clayton Lambert, playing for Guyana against the Udans. I can't make a team. The coach West Indies now, Phil Simmons. Me and Richie them set him up and get him easy all the time. Guy just say, body shot, cut you outside to get him. Or it's go to square with on the leg side. He never Trinidad and I can't make Antigua team.
Yeah, but the stock in Antigua was much higher than the stock in Trinidad.
Trinidad.
That's exactly the problem, John. Our girls are better than Trinidad guys.
I'm getting to my next point. Why did we have a loans program in the Leeward Islands so I could go and play for Montserrat?
They didn't have no loans program, Elvis.
We could have
They
done.
didn't have football,
No, you're
Elvis.
exposing more talent. You're exposing more talent.
I agree with you, know. I agree with what we they never had it.
Look, the opening bat for the under 19 team was a guy named Williams from Montserrat. I am captain.
Yeah.
This guy.
Wait, that Jim Manning's son?
I think the guy Williams.
Devon, Williams.
Right. He's playing for Montserrat. I can't make Antigua team. I was 12 man. The same game we played that Teddy Hassel made 100. And he said he don't remember, but the 100 was scored with a shot through the offside, through mid-off. I remember.
Question, Elvis or Taddy, did Veron play for St. John's at any time?
No.
I can't recall it.
No, Veron wouldn't have played. I don't think so.
No.
I can't recall
And
it.
Cleve is here saying, true Elvis, you have to be able to spot mistakes and know how to correct them. Not much paper coach know how. Okay.
Yeah.
Taking a dig at the coaches of today.
Yeah. So your next question, because we're all over the place.
No, wherever we go now. We like a ping pong machine.
Let's want to pull him out of squeeze.
Yes.
Yes,
As much information we get, we take.
Let me go on 2 football scenarios that haunt me a lot. I think about them a lot. Remind me it's 2, right? Just remind me one is from
Yeah,
Barbados.
we have 10 minutes or so to go.
Remind one is from Barbados and the other one. Antigua played against St. Lucia, Minderfield Park.
I know that park, Minderfield. I played cricket there. Minderfield Park.
Duggar from Liberta scored a goal,
Duggar
first
Andrew.
goal. Duggar Andrew. Scored. We had them 1-0. Wet game, terrible, raining.
The field was wet for whatever reason.
Yes, wet. I am playing right back for Antigua. The best player in St. Lucia is a guy named John Baptiste. I'm marking this guy.
Wait, you related this one John Baptist guy?
Very possible.
Taddy, this guy's fast.
Oh, that sounds like my genes.
Okay. I'm marking this guy for the whole game. So, 20 minutes to go in the game. And I say, Elvis, if this boy slipped by you, you're in trouble. So I say, give him a yard. So when he gets the ball, he has to beat me. But I'm going to stay inside and let him beat me down the byline. He's not going to get across there. right? So I'm playing him strategy. I hear in my ear, King Frank, I tell the coach, you see Elvis tired, he afraid the man, is he far from the man now? So I was sub. And they put on another defender, and I'm going to call her name. We got to be 2-1. The same guy scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
2 goals he scored. 2 goals.
So Frank, I gives him bad advice.
Well,
that's what he said just now, he did.
the coach,
That's what he alluded to.
well, yeah, but the coach in the briefing the night couldn't hold up. He cried whole night in the briefing. So
Wait,
he made a mistake.
who the coach or the manager?
The manager, sorry. The coach, manager, Namalumba Adams.
Now was a coach and manager.
Yeah, he was,
Coach,
the manager of the team at the time.
Coach is, you know.
No, the manager, sorry, the manager.
I cried, he said.
Yeah, he was crying.
Yes, he suffered.
Because,
he suffered
because
Giant syndrome.
you see, when you don't understand, you just, how could you listen to a guy who came with us just to watch the game and make a decision? That's the first time I ever got some fancy in my life. The first time.
And you're working a strategy.
I have the guy covered. I have the guy covered for 3 quarters of the game. So what's changing? I have him. It happened more than once.
You get tired, man. You get tired.
Yeah, but I got tired. I came off.
That's
because
when Frank is
the
a
same
sub
guy,
you.
the same guy scored 2 goals, beat us.
Yeah, go ahead.
We played
It's Barbados,
against
yeah.
Barbados. Against Barbados. And this guy named Daisy Clark, I know him, he works in airport in Barbados. He haunts me because
Up to now he haunts you.
I can't understand how we allow him to dominate us like that. Right? And the reason was we set Peter Henry to play. But Peter Henry is an offensive player. So he didn't play defense against the guy. This guy, we should have won that game. Because in the first 10 minutes, David Wilson got away. And I don't say goal, and I don't know what happened. I don't even have something in the goal. But the ball stopped. I
Wait,
said, "No, it's a goal."
something magic in there.
I don't know.
Something
But then
magical there, man. Elvis.
we didn't score, and then they beat us like 2 or 3 or something like that. This guy Daisy Clark, I remember when he scored 1 goal, because I remember I hear boom, chip. That's what I heard.
Boom, choo.
Yeah, you know what that is.
Powerful.
That's the ball hitting the back of the net.
Thank you. And Willie just squeezed at the right? Those are games I thought we should have won. Maybe the 2 games are lost for Antigua.
Okay, in response to the question that was asked about Veron playing for St. John's anytime, Everton Davis says, Veron, like many Empire Grace Green players, had to play for either St. John's or Rising Sun in order to make Antigua national team. And so he's saying, yes, he did not get on the Antigua team. So did K.S. Carver and oh yes, he did. We said yes, he did get on to the Antigua team. So did K.S. Carver and others. Neil Williams is saying Devon Williams played way after Elvis.
Okay.
Jim Allen's son is the same age group as myself, Hamish Anthony and Sean Bailey. And then Everton Davis again is saying, given the defender's space was a good strategy when marking very quick wingers. That is the only way I could play against Dolphus and Dale when we played Five
And
Islands.
don't forget, the ball is wet. If it hits the ground, it slips.
Yep.
It's gone.
Yep.
You have no chance. You know, and my strategy was to, even if he gets by me, he's going to be on the outside. I'm going to stay inside. He cannot go towards our goal. I'm going to cut him off inside. You know, but Frank, I told the coach he needs to sub me. The coach followed him, and we lost the game.
Well, Elvis,
We played another game. We played in Santo Domingo against Costa Rica, I think, and we played 75% of the game. And a certain defender for us, and I'm gonna call her name. He was getting,
Yeah, it's not calling name.
he was getting beat all over, beat all over. But you know what? We managed 75% of the game with him getting beat. We were covering for him, and he was good. Certain things you don't do in a game, and the coach subbed them with 10 minutes to go, and they scored. Because they brought a new defender, and we're out of sync now. We lost the game 1-0.
Well, maybe the man that's playing in English wants to start the Spanish football.
No, there's some basic principles in the game that
I agree with Elvis.
you need
I
to
agree with
follow.
Elvis.
As I tell you, left arm over, you need to go wide. There's certain things I don't see in the game.
You see the fielders, if a ball go on the wicket, you got to go
Thank
wide.
you.
And I observe that. I observe that Elvis.
Keeper, stay down.
Like
Short
Elvis
legs,
does.
stay down.
I see all those things though.
Nobody's
But
doing anything right.
why is it 2020? Nobody was winning stuff. I was Johnny. I don't know, 10-10. Nobody winning kind of stuff here, man.
Elvis, definitely. We can see there's a wealth of information, but as they said, every good thing must come to
Oh,
an end.
sure.
And we
I'll
got
come back anytime.
definitely
Can I
got to really get out of here. So Elvis, as customary, we give you the last call to wrap up your contribution to our viewers.
Well, I'd like to thank Taddy for the invitation to express some things that I carry with me around. Nobody knows about them. But there's a lot more information that I can give. I think I understand both games quite well. I watched the English game and the other games and so on. They're good players, but I still think some of them are soft.
Quickly, David, tell us a little bit about your career now, your piloting career.
Oh, I went to flying school in 1989, started really at 1990, so I'm flying only at 32 years now. I'm the head of training. I'm responsible for standards. Train all the guys, keep their license current. So, something I love.
Very well.
But John, man, he has been promised to come for about, can't tell how long now. Every time I call him, every guy says he's in Miami, training people. He said, Elvis, find some time, have to come on the show. You have a buddy, come on so we can talk, you know.
Yes.
I'm so pleased having today, John, you know what I mean, and to see the kind of guy he is.
It's my new passion. I just love flying, I love doing it. I wake up in the night and think and do it.
I think you're flying.
Yeah.
Hey, John, I can tell you what, when we went to New Zealand,
I was in the cockpit, huh?
he captain said 747 gone up in the cockpit. Again, begging away, he wants to see the operations. Go, hey, man, what that do? I go from New Zealand, from Auckland, up to Los Angeles.
Right.
You know, he said he wants to show the operations up there. That's a long time ago. So, John, hey, good to have Elvis, and Elvis, we'll see you again sometime soon.
All right, thank you guys
Most
very much.
definitely. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to again just say thanks to Elvis Roberts for being with us. And again, it was another great show, another fantastic information that was here. And you know what I took away a lot from this conversation with Elvis was that self-motivation, that self-desire to better yourself, even when the odds went against you. You know, he spoke about not making the team and going back into his community, running from 5 Islands to the airport. And let me say the VC bird, well at that time I guess it was Coolidge Airport. And it shows you that inner desire, that inner commitment to excel. And you know, I mean, I think it's quite noteworthy. And so we really want to give Elvis, you know, kudos, and hope that our youngsters can emulate and also, you know, photocopy that kind of spirit. But as we said, every good thing must come to an end. Everton Davis, last one. Good job, Elvis. Belly's here. Okay, so I guess that's your nickname, Belly's. All right, good to have you. Well, on behalf, we had Mark Charles and Auden, our technician, working behind the scene, and of course Taddy, and of course Captain Elvis Roberts, former national cricketer and footballer, and now, as he said, responsible for training there. And so it was indeed a pleasure being with you. And so we just want to let you know that we'll be back on Saturday at about 12:45. The final start at 10? Oh, we have Earl Mandela. Yes. We have the Mandela show here on Saturday at 10. And then we're going to be at the police ground where the big boys are going to be playing. It's Police who have gone undefeated coming up against Freetown. So we'll have to see if the lawmen will be able to handcuff the Freetown guys, or the Freetown guys will make good their escape It promises to be a good game, and so we want to encourage you to come on out to the police ground and give that support to the players, you know. They do need that. But if you can't make it there, just remember we'll be live on our Parish League network, on our Facebook, YouTube, even Channel 8, on CTV also. We'll be bringing you live coverage there of the game, and so we do look forward to having you there. So on behalf of all of us, again, we want to say thank you. Everybody keep safe, and we'll definitely see you again.